Yes, they do.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Unclicked Podcast with Dakota Roche. This is only your second time?
It's my second time,
right,
yeah.
welcome back, dude.
It's been like almost 3 years since the last one. I was thinking about
That's
that.
Great.
Yeah.
You were one of the first ones when we rebooted it. So you did the kitchen episode.
I did the
you
kitchen
were in the
episode.
Kitchen
It was
episode.
like, dude, was that like June or July, like of 2020?
Wow.
Something like that.
It was like
yeah.
right at like towards like the, I don't know, still close to the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah. When I cared about COVID, but when it came to the podcast, we never cared about COVID. We're like, fuck it, 5 people in a room, whatever. Like, and then we had a party that one time.
Right? You don't hang out with other people.
Yeah.
All right, we're good. The podcast is still chill.
Yeah.
I cared, but I didn't care when it came to the podcast. But yeah, shout out to Dak, and we're here to discuss the new video part. One of the, I was thinking about it, and I had a thing. I was like, I'm going to list all of Dak's parts in chronological order. Ooh. And I started to do it, and I gave up because there were so many, and I was like, fuck that. Like,
it'd be fun to watch like a little piece of every
low-tech
Dak part
videos. Like, I mean, there's like the early fit videos. There's 4 native lands.
Yeah.
There's above, below. There's insight. There's fucking let him talk. Talk is cheap. Fucking what it's worth. Like there's so many video parts.
I watched your above and below part right before the premiere. Just like, I want to watch a Dak part. And like, that's one that you kind of forget about. Yeah. It's so good. Just
yeah. That one kind of like, that's
it's a sleeper in a little bit.
That project was so fun though. Like Rich Forn, Lacey, like, are
Such
you kidding me?
Video,
like
man.
Nathan, all the boys, Benny L, like, yeah, Creasy. Shout out to Creasy for like
that was
organizing
such a cool
all that. That was
project.
sick.
Sorry, completely side rail. I was just saying, just one of, just dude, you could talk about any of his parts.
That's what I mean.
For
like
a long time each.
I think, what's funny is like, I guess I started like, as with you probably too, Dennis, it's like you started filming video parts when it was like videos were still a thing and it was transitioning to like web parts at the same time. So it's like for a while there, it was hard to know what to classify as a part. Like what is a part, and what isn't. And it's like now, we're aware that if something takes a while and you put it on the web, even though it's not on like a DVD, that's still a part.
Yeah.
Dude,
I feel like the scale is like whether or not you like it.
Yeah, that's a good
like
point.
Literally, it's like, nah, it's not a video part.
But yeah,
I don't
when
like
we
it.
were coming up, it was like you worked on a DVD, but then your web part was filtered. Remember? Like no one was doing like what you just dropped was a web part, and now that's totally normal. You don't think anything weird about it. That is a video part. It's your part. It's just solo on the web. But like 10 years ago, I don't know how long ago it was. It was like. It was almost weird to put 2 banger of stuff on the web.
Oh,
yeah, that changed. More than 10
Yeah.
years ago. Was it 15? I don't know.
I mean, I would say...
Time Oro No Bikes was the last Nora web video part, and that only lasted like 2 or 3 years.
Oh, yeah, web video part.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that long ago that it was this like video part and web video part.
No,
like, what?
10 years ago, like I'd kind of press people if they put too much good stuff online. I'm like, yo, save that for a video, dude.
And now it's like, now you got your online part, and then you got your Instagram, and you press those, like, whoa, you're putting your bangers out on Instagram, you know? Like,
and that's
it just transitioned.
Exactly. It's the same thing. It's just moved platforms. It's like, oh, DVD and web part. Now it's like, oh, web part and Instagram.
It's gonna be like Instagram reel and story. Like, bro, you're putting too hard to shit on your story. That's for your reel. Just gonna keep going
you're
forever.
right. You're actually right though. That's the thing.
There's a filter for everything, I guess.
Yeah. We should do thank Oscar Blues, thank Dales. I'm not going to spill one on this laptop.
Dude,
promise.
okay, so, I said, I was listening to the Hodor podcast on the way down, and I was like, yo, is the laptop going to be fried by the time when I get down here?
Luckily, apparently my wife has 3 laptops. I had no idea. So of different generations and different security protocols. So
there's 3 over there.
I got
there's
3.
A burnt one, 2 of Amber's, and now we're good.
So I'm chilling on the laptop.
We got
front.
technology.
Yeah, we're good. So,
I was wondering why. I was like more bummed than he was. I was like just sitting here watching that thing kind of sizzle.
Oh, I could tell.
And he's just like, it's fine. I was like, really? Dude?
Yeah, I don't know if it is.
That was hurting me watching that thing sizzle. He barely even cleaned it.
It's fucking stupid when I say it, but I had a moment where I was looking at it and I was like, is it waterproof?
Dude, you took a second. And I'm real bad with technology.
I'm dead serious because your phone's waterproof. Everything's waterproof.
Yeah.
And I was like looking at it, and I've never spilled a drink on a laptop in my entire life. I was like
straight
looking at it
on the thing.
and I was dead sober. That was literally the first beer. And I just dumped it on it. And I was
that was like 5 minutes into the pod. Too.
Oh yeah. It's hilarious.
New sponsor straight to ooh.
Yeah. Shout out to honestly, I wrote that in the description for the Hodor one. I was like, shout out to the new sponsor for forcing me to buy a new laptop. So yeah. And you have a drink sponsor, so you might as well get your plug in too.
Yeah.
Shout out to Salty. There's the cameras right there. Yeah, there you go.
Hey, you know what's crazy is I had
San Diego company.
San Diego company.
Yeah. What?
Nathan rides for them too, which is badass.
Wow.
But the cool thing is, like, I think the first or the only time I was on the pod other than this 3 years ago was like right when I got on Salty too. Yeah. So it's cool that, like, you never know. You know what I'm saying? People get involved with like athletes or whatever, and you don't know if it's gonna end up being like a 1-year deal or if it's gonna continue. And it's like they've just been building and crushing it, and yeah, I'm super grateful to be involved.
It's super funny.
So tasty.
When I was hanging out, when I was hanging out with Nathan, he had the trail mix, the pizza trail mix or something.
Yeah,
granola.
it's so good.
And I was literally like, I do not expect this to be good, and it was actually good.
Oh, so
good.
Can
you imagine pizza granola?
But, I would not think Salty would make that.
Dude, yeah, they just started making these like it's like just little like trail mix packs, but it's like it's just like nuts and fruits and like spices and stuff.
And they make it taste like pizza.
There's a pizza one that's really good. There's like a Santa Fe one that's like kind of like a spicy Southwest one, and then what else? Oh, there's a coconut cashew one that's super good. It just like literally I want to pour it in like a bowl of milk and eat it like cereal. It's so good.
Hell yeah.
San Diego company that sponsors a couple badass riders.
Yeah, that's sick.
Not
so
bad.
yeah, I think I went by their building recently, and I was like, oh shit, there they are. So,
and you brought some mezcal drinks from the premiere. Cheers to that. I'm gonna get into this after the Oskar Blues is in. The premiere was very fun. Well, I think we'll talk about the premiere. You didn't go?
No, I didn't go. I couldn't go.
Premiere was so fun, man.
It was my anniversary.
Okay.
Yeah.
And good excuse. My wife was in Mexico.
Well,
she was celebrating in Mexico.
You know, that's what happens. You've been married for a while. True. It's all good. So, but premiere looked awesome. Obviously, I think the whole project so let's go back to the beginning. How does the Vans project start from onset, I guess?
So, I guess looking back, even before I knew that I was going to have like another collection with Vans, which, by the way, I can't believe is still happening. I'm super grateful. But like, I had just brought it up to Colin. I was like, hey, dude, like, I don't really have much going on video wise. Like, would it be cool? And especially being super inspired by Dennis's parts that he'd been doing for Vans for the last couple of years. I was like, you think I could film a Vans part? Would that be okay? And Colin was like, dude, yeah, that'd be awesome. Like, that's really cool that you asked. Let's do it. And then, you know, within a month of that conversation, there was talks of me getting another line with Vans. So I was like, oh, dude, this is perfect. I could film until the line comes out and drop it, you know, drop the part with the Vans line with the shoes and the apparel and everything. So that's kind of how it all started. And then, you know, obviously being super close with Calvin and respecting his work and working with him over the years, like I knew like that was the dude.
Cool. Yeah, that was kind of my question, is like the line is the reason, but you said you wanted to do a video part first, so that's cool. Yeah. And then so does it put like a hard deadline on it where you're like, oh shit, like I have a go time?
Yeah, it does for sure. But at the same time, these days the turnaround's so quick that like having somebody tell you a hard deadline is like a year from then or a year and some months from then. That's amazing. That opportunity does not come anymore. It's like, hey, you have 6 months to film, you know, or 3 months for this or whatever. So it's like to have pretty close to what we used to have to film video parts. I mean, I feel like it used to be like a year and a half, 2 years. Having that amount of time again, it really allowed for, you know, some good trips to go down, quite a bit of exploration, putting probably 50,000 miles on my truck, spot searching, like all that. But yeah, I'm stoked.
The design of the shoes, how does that come about? Like, what's that process like? For me, I feel like I would have no idea where to start. You guys have done it, so
it's an interesting way, like how it works.
Yeah.
And are you on number 11?
Colin texted me earlier today. Yeah, and we were talking about it.
11 shoes.
It was 11.
Yeah,
11 colorways. Thank you.
Dude,
how many years on Vans?
This is my 13th year on Vans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Congrats.
Yeah. It's pretty surreal.
13 years and 11 shoes.
Yeah.
You've been doing it.
It's crazy, dude. I'm like, why do you guys keep giving me stuff?
You deserve it. Because you deserve it. You work hard and you kill it, and everyone loves seeing your shit.
I'm sure you can
make
relate.
Cool shoes.
I'm sure you could relate. It's sometimes hard to feel, even if you know that you're doing the best that you can, sometimes it's hard to feel like worthy of the things that you're getting, you know?
Sure.
But it's like, I think to a certain degree, it's like good to be that way, because you don't want to be too far the other direction and be like conceited or like expecting too much. But it's like, I'd say I wish sometimes I was a little bit, I guess, able to feel, I don't know, like, deserving? Oh yeah, I deserved this. Yeah, yeah. It's like, because sometimes it kind of sucks because I'm like kicking myself for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, man. You deserve it.
Thank you.
But back to Fudger's question. That is a good question. Like, we're going to the beginning of the video part and then also the beginning of the shoe. Like, you have just a blank canvas to start with when they're like, Dak, you're getting a shoe.
Yeah. So, you know, too, Dennis, it's like normally you go in and there's like obviously some things that they want to have say in. Like maybe it's like, okay, we really want to push this model shoe, whether it's, you know, a slip-on or a skate high or, you know, old school, whatever it is. And it's like, do you think you can use that as your template kind of thing, you know? So for this, it was like some emphasis on doing a low shoe and a high shoe. Hence part of the reason I got the idea to call the video low and high. Yeah, that was one of the many reasons. But yeah, so yeah, that's what we decided on, was a skate high and then a slip on. It's weird because it's like, I know some people are really particular about shoes. Like they're like, I could only ride in this. I could only ride. I've never really been that way. I kind of bounce back and forth. More so in the last few years, I've been like pretty stoked on slip-ons, but like having this, like having a skate high again, has actually, I've been enjoying it quite a bit. A little more ankle protection, a little bit more support. But yeah, so I guess having those two choices to go between it's pretty cool, you know.
It's perfect like, for you, because I always remember you like high tops, like white high tops, you know, like that's a Dak like I can picture in a shoe. But then when you think about it, you're always rocking slip-ons too.
Yeah,
perfect.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yep. So
cool. And then
then what though? You just had ideas for the colors.
Yeah.
Before we move on for the shoe.
I forgot. Yeah. So you know, we start discussing what makes sense, like in the line as it relates to all the other shoes that are coming out during that time. It's like, okay, like there's a lot of black shoes, so you probably shouldn't do a black shoe because it'll get lost in the sauce or whatever, you know, lost in the mix. And then so you start figuring out what colors you like and which ones would work for what shoes. And then in addition to that, like Vans has given me like, I guess, the creative freedom to like draw my own graphics for the shoes, which I still can't believe that's happening. So, you know, I think that also helps too, because it's like I'm figuring out colors and I'm figuring out like designs and what I want the graphics to look like, where I want them to go on the shoes, and like they're super open to it. In fact, I wanted to do like a full rubber toe cap on the skate high, so they actually had to like, and then there's eyelets on my skate high, so they had to actually change the model name. So it's like, I think it's the Style 238 skate high BMX is what I think it is, because normal skate highs...
Call that bitch the Dak and keep making it forever.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Dak.
Yeah, no, it's... So I think the fact that when you start changing the shoe too much, then it's like, all right, like you got to reel it back in. But in this instance, they were down to...
They were all for
let me roll with it. They're like, oh, yeah, eyelets and a full rubber toe cap, yeah, let's do it. It's just gonna be the 238, you know. So cool. Yeah, pretty sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
the green one's really cool.
And you have some.
Oh yeah,
I do.
You can grab them because we're gonna give them away, right?
I didn't know that.
Here we are. Yeah. So this is
so like the brown slip-on is awesome too, but it's like, you know, more expected, clean. That one has like obviously clean too, but it's just super different. I love it.
Yeah, that was kind of the goal. It was like you want to have one that's like more of like a standard, like typical classic Vans looking shoe, and one that's like, whoa, this one's like a little bit crazier.
Yeah, that one is crazy, like, but in a really clean, cool way.
You know what's sick is those look like my black slip-ons after I wear them for like 6 months.
Exactly.
You know, like they turn that same color, so that's pretty sick.
And also, I was just at the Vans store this morning,
grabbing the beer, making sure the laptop survives.
Yes, because we only have 2 more of it.
And this is Amber's good one.
But at the Vans store, they're boom shining. You had a little poster and all your shoes and the fast and loose guys. Like a whole BMX section, like right in the middle of the store. It was so sick. It's
pretty rad. Like, shout out to Vans because like how far they've come with like the support of BMX in the last like whatever 6 or 7 years. It's like went from like, you know, I think there was a time where
thing is sick.
BMX was like really big to Vans, and then like for whatever reason, like things had changed and like the company changed a little bit, but they've been like reconnecting with BMX a lot. And it's really cool because like Dennis said, you go into a retail store and there's like 8 different BMX models. It's like, dude, awesome. This is so sick. So yeah, but
cool.
Yeah, so those are the shoes.
In order to win these shoes, obviously everybody that watches this has seen his video part, and we're gonna run through the section and kind of dissect them like we normally do. But just comment what part is your favorite. If it's when Dak ate shit, or when he's screaming, or when he's whatever. You know, a tire slide up the rail, the little triangle thing. That's my one. You know, and why? And we'll send out 2 pairs of shoes to you. So we'll and with your size
clip and why, or favorite part at all.
Favorite like clip.
Your favorite
thing.
Either your favorite thing about the video or your favorite clip, and then
get creative then.
Yeah, get creative. You know, we don't need like a standard answer. Oh, this clip at 2:15 is the. It's like you can like be like, I just like that. I don't know.
And there's comments in the YouTube description?
Yeah, on the YouTube, yeah. So, and the link, obviously a link to watch it. If you haven't seen the video, obviously pause right now. Go watch the video. I don't know why you wouldn't have already, but win those shoes. And then...
sick.
Yeah. You want to jump in the video, I guess?
Yeah, let's do it.
So
that's how the video got started. That's the shoes that go with the video, and let's watch this damn video.
Let's watch this video.
Wait, one sec. Was there, so there's low and high. Is there like a 2-piece to this, like a documentary style thing? I saw something else drop today, or was that just like a...
Oh, no, Vish did like a behind the music thing that he made, which was super sick. I just watched that yesterday.
That's what that was.
No, so the reason I could break down the name a little bit if that's cool. Yeah, so when I found out it was going to be a skate high and a slip on, I was like, oh, that's really cool. It's like low and high, you know? And it's like, I think about it as it relates to like spot searching. You know what I'm saying? That's one analogy. It's like you're searching low and high. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, I'm looking up at roofs, but also looking down for ledges and rails. But it's like, also it kind of represents like the patterns that you go through with filming. It's like sometimes you're like, dude, I'm on cloud 9. I'm like, things are working. I'm getting tricks. And then other times it's like, dude, I've hit the ground 15 times in the last week and I'm in so much pain and I'm so mentally drained from this. So it's like kind of, I guess like a homage to like the process of filming a video part. Yeah. So I don't know. That was kind of my weird woo-woo way of describing the video.
True. Yeah.
That's definitely.
Yeah. One day it feels like life can't get any better. And then you're like, I don't know why they send me on these trips, man. Dude, like you start really questioning stuff and getting low, and it's weird.
It's such a strange thing, man.
The lows make the highs.
100%.
That's what's so sick about it.
100%.
Oh yeah, cool. So 1 year in the making.
14 months.
14 months. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think we should have audio in here somewhere.
When I heard 14 months and like a DAC part, I was just like, okay, this is gonna be good. Because like you said, sometimes, you know, you get pushed, you have to squeeze something into 3 months or whatever, and you can get it out there. But like 14 months, if you're healthy enough, like...
Yeah, if you make it through that process and you're healthy, like for the 14 months, you're going to have something you're proud of, you know?
Sorry, I'm trying to level out the audio here, but Super 8 doesn't have audio.
So we're watching raw?
Yeah, this is all raw, no music. So how hard is it? I mean, I guess we can...
How hard is it doing that trick?
Sorry. Yeah, how hard is it? I was going to say, how hard is it to choose a song, but
I got 4 hours of sleep last night.
Sorry. I'm a little spacey. But
music is like one of the hardest parts, you know, because it's like you want the music to go well with the riding and you want it to complement the riding. You don't want it to be like, I think sometimes it's like, you know, using a like overly aggressive song works really well for some people and for some video parts, but other times it's like too hectic. And then other times you can go too mellow with the music, which makes it like too melodramatic where you're not understanding. So it's like finding a good balance of the two, or whatever represents the riding the best, you know?
Was there like a low song? Like, is the first one a low song and the second one's a high song kind of too?
Yeah.
Because I felt like the first one was like emotional.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's, I mean, I think typically like, I don't know.
I feel like this is a college thesis right now or something. But...
No, you're totally right. I tend
some questions for this guy.
I tend to like having video parts that kind of have like one kind of heavier song and one kind of like lighter, like whether it's like, I don't know, indie rock or like psychedelic or like, I don't know, like jazzy stuff, whatever it is. But it's like I like having the balance because I think it represents how riding is. It's like, it sometimes feels very flow state, and other times it's like hectic. You're like trying to get yourself hyped to do something and like sending yourself off a roof or whatever. So it's like, I don't know, music.
Oops, laptop.
Music and riding, like there's so many hand in hand things with it. So yeah.
Ooh, that reminds me of the premiere.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, in the morning after. Fuck. Mezcal's gnarly.
I love it so much.
So where's this city clip at? Where is this at?
Houston.
Yeah.
Houston.
Yeah, this is like an OG skate and BMX spot. Like Danny Hickerson's got stuff there. Calvin got a line there. I know. Yeah, I know I'm forgetting a lot, but yeah. Fudger, you actually shot the first one of those I ever did down a rail. Hanger, pop-up nose.
At LA, right?
In LA, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
At Jake, what is it?
Jaquan. Yeah, Radio Korea.
And you have a clip in that.
Yes.
Yeah,
yep. So. Got to go back to Jaquan and get a trick.
It's a very rare rail trick. Very rare rail trick. You almost like tire slid it.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like sometimes like
sick.
I'll watch it after. I'm like, oh, my tire was sideways, but I was still on the rail. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I tried a 180 out of this, but I couldn't do it. But I still really like the alley wallride to nose.
I love how you can go all over the world for the craziest spots, but then you still just like find something like that. And it's like, dude, oh yeah, I got a trick for that.
Dude, cellar doors for days. I love them. I was wondering where that ledge spot was for so long.
Yeah.
It's been in skate videos forever, like well over 20 years. Yeah, and skater friend of mine, shout out to Tom K. He hooked it up, and I was like, I gotta go do something across that.
Do you have to trade when you do that?
I trade spots, yeah. But the thing is, I'm like really particular on things that I ask people because I don't want to overstep, you know. And it's like, also like, I don't know. I know how it is. Finding spots is hard. So it's like, you know.
And when you're a nice guy, like when someone cool asks you, you're like, I don't want to give this like too many like spots to you, but I do feel like a dick not.
Yeah.
So that's why you don't want to overstep too, I bet. Like,
exactly.
You don't want to ask for too much.
Yeah. And then it's like, I don't know. I always try and return the favor if people help me out with that type of stuff. Like I have a few skate friends that like I'm pretty much constantly trading spots with, or being like, yo, I don't know if this thing would work for skating, but it looks pretty sick, and just send them a photo or whatever. Yeah. But and then I have some skate friends that do that for me too. So it's pretty cool.
Like, I can't fuck with this, but you can.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The ground sucks for a skateboard, but you probably would love to ride it on your bike.
That's gotta be so frustrating as a skater. You know,
that would be the worst part.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they got the hookup where like they can wax a curb and have the best time ever. Like there's pros and cons of both. Like,
very true.
We can ride on everything, but they can jib on the tiniest little things. Like we have to have this much height to grind. They have to have that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is
the
a
scope
great
of transitions that they can ride is like can be like 70%.
You can jib so small and have so much fun.
Yeah.
Where like BMX jibbing still has to be a ledge this tall at least.
Right.
You got a bunch of skate friends on deck. You're on the 9 Club. Hang out Jeff Raleigh.
Beer clip. So this clip, obviously.
Yeah, I was pretty stoked. It's very rare that you find a rail that you could roll into in the middle of grinding.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to Calvin for filming that clip.
Yeah, he filmed the spot. So sick. Dude, so when I was trying it, the last upright broke off. And it was just dangling there, so not me, but somebody else had to get rid of it. So
what ripped off? One of the bars?
Dude, the last bar.
Oh.
So you can't see it because it's covered.
Okay.
But it was making it really hard for me to land it because I kept landing in the last stair because there wasn't enough rail uprights left to ride around. So yeah, I was stoked it worked though.
How spooky was it to kind of like carve into that thing?
It was terrifying. I was like, if I don't lean enough, it's oververt too. Like it's like literally like a hook. If I didn't lean enough and my peg went in the upright, it would have caught me off guard pretty bad. Yeah.
And there ain't no grip on that.
Yeah, and you can't really tell, but those plants after next to the tree are, first of all, they're not soft at all. So if you run into them, you're going over the bars. And second of all, there's like a big like metal sprinkler sticking up. So a few of the times I almost hit that, and that made it sketchy.
Is the runway
straight?
Possible for a straight curve wall right down it?
I don't
probably have to put a board up. It looks like it's like a stair set back there.
I actually don't know if it would work.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if it would work. I think you would end up like, it would be hard to do it all the way around and not have something your pedal or your peg hit. You know,
because it's kind of inverted, right?
It's super. Yeah, it's like
it's like a little bubble.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
That would be hard.
I love the sound. You don't get that sound in the video. That like, I mean, it's there a little bit, but you don't get the full like.
That's
it's
why
like it's like the keyboard.
Yeah,
you know, like.
It's pretty sick to watch it raw. Actually, I haven't even seen it raw with no music.
Oh yeah,
so this is cool.
J.O.A.T. I love that clip, by the way. Just the fucking, you know, quarter pipe trick, just a flat, you know, like such a
Why is that place called
thing.
G.O.A.T? I thought it was Radio Korea.
It is Radio Korea. I don't actually know why it's called J.O.A.T.
It's another name.
That's another name. Yeah. But, dude, I was like 90% done with, maybe like 80% done with my part when we filmed this. And I realized I didn't have any, like, I didn't have one tabletop or like one turn down or I didn't have any tricks, dude. I didn't have any tricks in the part.
A shitload of tricks. They're just not like jumping.
I know what
tricks.
you're saying though.
Yeah. And then, dude, the other thing is real quick. I didn't even realize till the end that they're like. Granted, I know I'm not known for doing tailwhips and bar spins. I do them sometimes, but there's no tailwhips or bar spins in it either.
Yeah.
So as far as like,
is there a big 180 to flat either?
Yeah, there is.
There is. Yeah, off the roof. Duh.
Yeah.
All right. Duh.
And you're following the Hoder podcast where he doesn't have pegs. He does 3 tricks. You know,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
the sickest career. You know, so it's like
very true.
You do a lot of tricks compared to because you're doing so many tricks. They're just
it's weird. You know, it's like they're
not like no handers and bar spins and tail whips. They're like fucking switch ice nose manual.
Yeah.
That's a trick, dude.
No, it's funny. You know, it's like my perception of myself. It gets like, I don't know, sometimes like whether it's like I'm comparing myself to what other people are doing and wondering if I'm like, I don't know, living up to what I should be doing. Sometimes that like makes me go like, oh shoot, like maybe I should be doing tail whips and bar spins. But then I see this like when I'm done with the part and I'm like, it wouldn't make sense for those to be in there because this is who I am and this is how I like to ride. And sure, I like bar spins and tail whips and I love watching other people do them. But as far as for my own program, it doesn't have to fit in all the time.
Yeah. And that's wisdom, you know, like that's being like resolute and like this is the way I ride bikes.
Yeah.
I love it. I hope you love it too.
Exactly.
But that's not the primary reason why I do it like this, you know? So I think that's awesome, you know?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
2 cone clips back to back. Did you notice that?
I was gonna add that was the I was like, what is that? What it looked like you kind of went for that one.
No, dude. So I filmed.
Is that the Tacoma in the background there?
That's Jeff Z's Tacoma.
Oh yeah, it is. Huh?
And that's the Cinema Kink van back there. But dude, so I did this one first, which before I did the switch ice nose at J.O.A.T, and when I landed the switch ice nose at J.O.A.T and I hit the cone after, I was like, why are both my grind and nose tricks in downtown LA I run into a cone after?
You know, honestly, so for a second, I was like, that's probably his cone. I was like,
is.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
It's my cone. Yeah.
Is that just no cars parked there?
Oh yeah.
100%.
Nice.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
So
yeah. That's what I thought. I was like, hey, he probably brings a cone so nobody parks there.
I want a cone.
Yeah. And is it your barrier too? Is that your barrier?
No.
Part of the equipment.
I found that barrier down the street and I just rode up with it and I put it down. Yeah.
You need a Tacoma, you need a cone, you need bolt cutters.
Yeah. Here's this the DAC beginner kit.
Yeah.
No, Tacoma cone
to make a video part.
My little kit that I have in the back of actually it's a large kit of things.
This is good. I feel like we could actually do a separate
you had a
video.
roll in last time we rode together. I was like, there's stairs. He's like, he had like a thing that unfolded to go down the stairs.
See, we should do a full video about your street kit.
I'm down.
Yeah, that'd be fucking awesome.
But you didn't have a pump for all the drains that had a bunch of water in them.
Well, I
didn't bring a sump pump. Actually, yeah, I didn't bring a generator and a sump pump. Yeah.
For the LA River.
Yeah.
We could have cleaned that up.
That actually hurt you too, huh?
Oh, dude, I was wrecked for couldn't really ride for 10 days after that.
I could see your body. You were like, all right, fuck it, I'll be fine, whatever, and then just regret.
Well, it was weird because I totally felt fine.
Play that clip now for
anyone
who doesn't know.
Kiko loaded in, please.
I totally felt fine, and then I literally went to bunny hop on my bike, and I was like, dude, I think my elbow's broken.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because it was the impact
slammed
from putting my hand down.
Yeah.
And I always, dude, I have a tennis elbow and both my elbows really bad. And it just flared it up so bad. I had to get like...
It's all from that fucking the freeway driving. Just like...
You know, like that. Have you seen that meme where that dude's like super buff arm is like on a steering wheel driving around? It's pretty funny.
It's like BMW drivers or something like that.
Yes, you've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Someone made one and it said like Dak out spot searching, and it was like this arm like all like flexed out. I was like, that's really funny.
Pretty accurate.
Yeah. So
sorry, derailed that. So tennis elbow in both arms, and the fucking ditch got you.
Yeah, it just flared it up. It was just stupid. I just got too fired up. I rolled
just
up
finished
and
his part.
Yeah,
oh, really?
Just finished my part. Rolled up,
almost
like
broke his elbow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But dude, I rolled into a session with like Dennis and Paris and like Jaden, and I'm like, you know, Colin McKay was there, and like I was just like, dude, this is sick. Like out with the squad after finishing this part, and then like 2 minutes in, I'm like going swimming in the LA River.
It was a freak accident.
It was stupid.
Low.
Yeah,
because it looked like it was just a little bit of water, but it was like quicksand. Like went to his pegs.
I mean, I could see that you were like, all right, fuck it, and you could see your body position went back.
Yeah,
and you're like, all right, whatever. I'll just like, and then it just fucking.
It was so stupid, but
it
happens.
We've all been there. Yeah.
It made me go freaking viral on Instagram.
Jesus.
It's like, dude, I got like 1,000 followers from doing that. So I'm like, all right, is that what I have to do? I have to slam into bodies of water for people to like me?
That's your theme, right?
Get a water bike.
The fit days.
the Stay Fit one.
Yeah.
Back to back.
Oh God, that's.
I made a meme about that one.
You did?
Yeah, with the high diver.
Dude, I never saw that.
It was early ourbmx days.
You should post that one and get
it.
another 1,000 followers right now. Boom. That fucking 180 clip into that little puddle is so ridiculous. Have you ever posted that?
I posted it. Dude, I actually remember right after the Vans, the Waffle Cup over the summer, since I was staying back in Huntington again for it, I was driving by it every day, and I was like, I have to repost this.
I think I remember talking to you about that day when you told me you were reposting it.
Yeah.
Because I always drove by it too, like that contest. I'm like, that's a fucking DAC 180.
Yeah. It's gone now, the ledge. Or sorry, the rail's gone, and there's a ledge there now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait,
we got to see that.
That cone.
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
tire on rail stuff. I don't do very much of it, so I was stoked on that line. Nollie feeble and then 360 nose bonk thing.
I don't even. That's more your realm of how wild that is. I can appreciate, but
I always wanted to do one of those like nose bonk threes down a rail, but like I was always like, if you miss, it's real. You know, it seems like it could go really quickly. But I was like, I'll just give it a try.
It looked easy when you did it.
Yeah,
and it wasn't a touch. It was a bonk.
Yeah. I tried to like really hit it.
Grind, but you got your tire on the rail.
Because originally, what I was trying there was I was trying to do the nollie feeble, and then I was trying to do. I've had them in a couple parts before. I haven't done one in a while, but the like 180 over tooth, 180 out.
That's hard.
Yeah, it's super hard. Like especially because that rail was kind of short and steep.
Yeah.
I would like get in the tooth and I'd go to swing and I was already like on the ground, like 270. So I was like, I'll try something different. So I actually really,
that's a brand new one for you, right?
Yeah. It's the only one I've done.
So,
that I've ever even seen.
You didn't train that one at the plaza?
No, I can't say I did.
Yeah.
There's them 6 shoes.
Dude, look at this spot.
There was a photo of that, right?
That's not the one like you and Ricani rode in one of the Colt videos?
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It looks like that. That's the one in New York City. This one's in Copenhagen.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because watching it again, this is only like the 4th or 5th time I've watched it, and now I'm realizing that. That's why I rewatch the good parts, because
that's why we do these videos.
Yeah, it's cool.
So, Copenhagen. Is this Calvin clip?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, can you let the house hippo out?
The mascot.
There you go.
I just noticed.
Copenhagen.
I just noticed Cannon's note on the wall there. He just said, "Mama and Dada are allowed in my room."
Oh,
but he crossed my name out, so I don't know what that means.
Not allowed in.
You're not allowed in anymore. Sorry.
Damn. So Houston, Copenhagen.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll keep
New York City.
And then is it when Calvin went with you? Was it specifically to film for the Vans part?
Yeah.
And then why Copenhagen? I guess.
Well, it actually worked out good because my wife and I were looking to go somewhere for vacation in Europe after, finally things opened up again. And we were like, I'd been to Copenhagen one other time just for a couple days, and I was like, dude, we have to go to Copenhagen. It's so rad. And like, I didn't really get to ride much street the other time I went there, so I was like, it'll work good because like it's great for vacation and it's great for street riding too. And it worked out good because Calvin was spending a lot of time in he was in Stockholm, Sweden, living off and on for the last couple years. And that's just you could literally take a train from Stockholm to Copenhagen. It's like a 6-hour train ride or something. So that's where we landed on for our Europe trip.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was rad.
You do the vacation first or all right.
Yeah.
I would think that would be the move.
Yeah. You know, here's the thing. It's like,
and then you just say bye, take her to the airport.
Yeah.
And then BMX starts.
We went to Copenhagen, and then we went to Croatia for a couple days, and then we went to Amsterdam, and then she flew home from Amsterdam, and then I flew back to Copenhagen from Amsterdam, and then met up with Calvin and Bruno for like 8 days. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Sweet.
It was sick. Yeah.
Was it everything you wanted, Copenhagen?
It was. We had decent weather. We had a little bit of rain, which is expected up there far north. The one thing that I'm trying to word this correctly, because the spots in Copenhagen are insane. They're absolutely insane, but they're more for like a BMX vacation, go and have fun and like ride a bunch of fun stuff. Personally, I had a little bit of a hard time finding like, I guess like unique kind of like bigger video part stuff.
I guess it brings up a question in my head. So when you find stuff like that,
some cities are weird like that.
Do you not even film it?
No, I mean,
like you know what I mean? Like if you're like, oh, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna use this video part. I'm not even gonna waste my energy.
Yeah, I would say sometimes I make that decision because it's not worth the effort at that point. Because you're like, I'm not going to use it, and I would rather try and make it to another spot instead of staying here to try this. Hopefully, find something different that does speak to me. But yeah, I don't know.
With all your energy instead of like just getting a bunch of shit you don't care about.
I feel like sometimes it's got to backfire though, because you come back and you're like, oh, I got 4 clips. You know, after 8 days, but I could have filmed 15 bullshit clips that we wouldn't end up using, you know, but I don't know.
I think you're totally right. I think it's like that balance though, you know, it's like you need to, thankfully, like I've been riding and filming long enough to where I'm like pretty attuned to know like what I should film and what I shouldn't. I still end up doing dumb stuff sometimes and getting in over my head other times, but I think like I'm better than ever with that, with the decision. So it's like, oh, this spot's really sick, and I would ride it all day. I probably don't have anything I want to film here, though, so, like, maybe let's session it for a bit and keep it moving. Yeah, you know, that's kind of the decision. Yeah. So.
And it's crazy how every trip is so different. Like, some trips, like, the right cities, Barcelona, those kind of cities, you're just as long as there's good weather and you're healthy, you're stacking.
Yeah.
And then there's cities like, I've never been to Copenhagen, but I know what you're talking about. We're like, dude, these spots are sick, but it's like nothing for my part.
Yes,
and
exactly.
you're out there to film a part. Van sends you out there, so you're like, yeah, I could have fun on all these and grab a bunch of like Instagram clips and filler shit, but you're like, it's not what I want. I'm already like 6 minutes into my part. I just need to finish this shit.
I think it's
that shit drives you crazy a little bit, because you're like, I'm in the coolest place ever. There's all these spots, but why can't I film anything? Why isn't anything coming to me? Like, it's a trip. And in some trips, there's just everything's for you.
Yeah, other trips it's like 5 days and you can get like 10 tricks that are for sure going in your part, and you're like, whoa, dude.
Like you said, speaks to
I think something like that, like hearing that number, that's good. That's good. Oh, you know, like I think back to the magazine days where I would shoot a photo at like sunset, and I'd have 1 photo a day, and I'd be like, good ass day. You know what I mean? Like where it's like, so you say 10 tricks in 5 days, that's a great trip.
Oh, that's an insane. If you have 10 tricks that you walk away with on a trip that you're gonna, and you know you're gonna use all of them, and they're all like to your standards and high quality, that's a really good trip.
Fuck yeah.
That's like a fifth of a video part or a quarter of a video part if you break it down, you know? I don't know how many clips are in a video part these
Probably
days.
About
like
40 for a long
40
one.
40 or 50.
30's shortish.
Yeah.
Gary Young is like 87. Yeah.
Shut up.
I don't know.
I bet Gary's is
like
50.
Yeah.
Gary's 60. Is like 14 minutes or something like that, whatever it was.
I haven't count.
I think it's like
it was like 12
11
or something.
12. Dude, Gary might have 50, 60.
That part was just
But this I bet this has 45, 50.
Yeah, like, but Gary's clips, a lot of them are lines and stuff like that too. So like longer, you know, park lines and stuff like that. But so is this spot? The palm trees say California. That structure says not says Europe or something. Is it? Where is
Santa Monica?
Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, this looks like California, but what is that thing?
Dude,
didn't have to go far for that one.
Have you guys noticed that like even in California, when they're designing buildings now, they're very European looking. They're like this weird like modern kind of like either like everything's really square and nice or curved and like or a mix of both. I don't know. It's things are changing.
We're getting older. Little
You're
Southern
right.
California.
Yep.
Not all right angles anymore. we're growing up.
Not all.
They're putting some art into the cities.
Yeah.
Not all Targets and shopping malls. Still kind of is.
Still kind of is.
So obviously, I think I mentioned this. This is one of my favorite clips. I have a few of them, but just watching this tire.
Yeah, you mentioned this.
Watching this tire bounce on this rail and like kind of like and kind of just like surviving its way up there. You know, I love it.
If you notice, like after I was really stoked on that too, by the way, thank you. But if you notice, the hardest part was I did that tire slide to wall ride like 20 times before I got one that allowed me to keep going. Because watch my front wheel.
Oh yeah, it was on there.
My peg goes underneath the bench.
Hold on, I gotta see.
Dude, you're crazy. You're like such a cutty street rider, but then you'll ice to gap a 20 stair. Like you have a crazy range of street riding because this is so cutty, dude.
Oh, I see. Right.
I would never
I'm
even
under
look
the
at
bench.
spot, and you make it look so fun.
I ran into that bench like thank you, Dennis. But I ran into the bench like 50 times.
That is fucking
cutty.
Awesome. Well, I think that's what's good about it's
sick.
like you know when people are young, when dudes are young and they're like, all right, I'm gonna jump down this fucking 18 stair and I'm gonna 180 it or I'm gonna 3 it or something like that, and that's a clip. Now you're like, I'm looking for this fucking magical obstacle with another magical obstacle to make a unicorn magical obstacle and then put them together, you know? And it's like you know what I mean?
Like great description.
Like that's the way it goes.
You're right.
Yeah, and it's like because I did that shit already.
Yeah,
and I don't want to do it again. And it's the evolution of your riding, and it's like
exactly.
Nobody puts in the work to find magical unicorn, whatever I said, and like him.
Some people do, but I appreciate that.
But it's rare.
A lot of people do it. I would
a rare group of a lot
I would
of people.
assume that at least on the West Coast, nobody's doing it like you are.
I don't think. Thank you. I don't think that's true. There's
people on the East Coast that are. I mean, you know, Racket and
that's
people,
a pretty
other
crazy
people that I probably don't know.
Because there's a lot of people doing it. I mean, remember the volume team when Mike Mastroni was the team manager?
Dude, Mastroni has
a
spots.
team of dudes doing it. You know?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of dudes doing it. It's just hard to think because Dak's like he's also the guy doing ice down 20 stairs to gap. So he's like this. There's not anyone like Dak.
Who was the first person to get a clip on the walnut rail?
I think I might have been. I mean, but
I'm saying he goes to big dog spots too and shuts them down.
So, this is a nerdy question. Logistically, how do you keep track of your spots?
I just take photos of it, and then it's like when you take a photo,
folder?
Geotags it.
Oh God, I got a good Dak spot story.
Yeah, so it depends. So it depends on if I'm working on something in particular. Like I'll do like a spot folder for spots that I need to make it to for a certain part or for a certain project that I'm working on. Like I have folders that like I just forget to delete in my in my photos that'll just say like, native land 4, and it's like the last like 10 spots I wanted to go to finish the part or whatever. So I don't know, I just do it like that, but also I'll do like a folder that says like new spots. So it's stuff that I found in the last 3 months, and I try to like refresh that so I remember like, and do
you go to places?
I do places.
Okay, places on because I think a lot of people don't know about that on their phone.
Oh,
I think younger kids probably do, but like places, and then you could search in the area that you're in and be like, oh, where did I fucking shoot this photo like of this? And so, all right, it was like, do you have like a folder with like rails above 10 stairs, rails below 10 stairs?
I'm not
tire slide tricks. You know what I mean? Yeah, half joking, but like
no, I mean, the thing is, I strive to be more organized with it, but other things always just end up coming up. It's like when I was traveling a lot more pre-COVID, when like there was like 5 Europe trips in a 3-month period, it's like you're sitting on a plane for 10 hours 12 hours. I would organize spots then, but now it's like I do it if I'm sitting on the couch after a long day, and it's like I only want to do that for like 20 minutes and then I'm over it.
Understandable. So very understandable.
Yeah, but no, It's good. I think that there's things I can improve on with like categorizing spots. Like I started doing one that was like just weekday spots because like people will like come to town and they want to ride stuff. And I'm like, shoot, what's a weekday spot? Where could we go? You know? So
that's a solid one.
Yeah.
That's actually like, that one makes a lot of sense. So a bunch of ditches.
A lot of ditches.
I was in Tucson and I was looking for this spot.
Oh yeah, let's hear that. Let's hear it. Yeah.
And I was asking every local where it was, like everybody I ran into, and they're like, I don't know, I never seen that. And it was in some like old scene video, like this dude Floyd, who's like super sick, rides for Colt still. Does he still ride for Colt?
Yeah, he's like, dude, first of all, he's been sick for a long time, but now he's BMX racing now, and his son races.
Oh, cool.
So he has like a Colt race bike.
Big dude, right?
No,
Floyd.
Yeah, not
skinny.
like tall.
He's taller.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. But anyways, like, it was like his scene video, and I never met Floyd. So I asked Dak, I was like, hey, can I get Floyd's number? And he's like, yeah, sure. He's super cool. He's like, can I see the spot though? See if I know where it is? And I sent him the spot, and boom, gave me a pin. Nobody in Tucson could find the spot. Dak had it. Well, I was like, what? And like, you are a spot god. I gave it. I was like, I just laughed. Like, no way. Dak had it. I didn't even have to get the dude's number.
Yeah.
Funny.
A lot of my
God. Tucson. You don't go to Tucson very often. You had this spot. You never even been to the spot. You just had it.
I've never been. Exactly.
You just had a spot. A spot that no local could find. And Dak had it. I was like, what the fuck?
Sometimes like I'll find spots even if I'm not like planning on going to an area, whether it's like maybe someone skates something on Instagram, like, dude, that looks sick. And like maybe there happens to be a comment like, oh, that's at my high school or whatever. It's like, you know, a lot of people do that, but it's like, then I'll like screenshot it and I'll just save it. I'm like, okay, next time I'm there, I could go check out this spot. But that, and like, I was going to Tucson a whole lot when we were filming for like some of the earlier Colt projects.
True.
I was like hanging out with Floyd a bunch, and it was like, Floyd would take us to everything out there. So shout out to that dude.
Oh yeah.
Another spot searching person who, he really puts the time and effort in to have it. So
you guys relate.
Yes.
Yeah, the spot. I feel like Garrett's like you too. Like you guys probably like relate. Christian Regal is like that. Like,
me and Garrett always just like, he sent me a spot the other day actually. Like he sent me a photo of a spot. He's like, you know what to do. And it was like a setup that was similar to something that I wrote in this. And I just thought it was cool because like that's the thing. It's like when we're going out spot searching and we're going out like riding or whatever, it's like I think everybody's like, no one's selfish in that way where it's like, oh, I found this spot. This is for me. It's like, yeah, some things maybe it's like, oh, I have one trick for this spot and I really want to get it. But other times I'm like, dude, that spot would be sick for Nathan, or that spot would be sick. Like, it's like, not that you want to call out specific tricks for friends, but hey, this spot looks like it's something you might like, you know? Yeah. It's like, I'll share things like that. And, you know, Garrett did that, like I said, a couple of days ago, sent that through. It's like, I don't know, the relationships you build between like friends when it comes to like spots and spot searching and tricks and all that. It's pretty cool.
It's a crazy thing that not that many people can like relate on. Like you get in your truck and just drive around and look for things to ride your bike on. Fuck yeah, I do. Like, yes. I got a whole 3,000 spots in Southern California.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so cool. Anytime I went on a fiend trip with Garrett where he was TM, and anytime he was on his phone, like if you caught it out of the corner of your eye, you know, you do that. He was just on Google Maps. Yeah. Like just searching around wherever we were. Just always that's the only thing he goes on is Google Maps. Looking.
Yep. It's like, no, this fool ain't scrolling Instagram. No. He's like, he was like zooming in like, oh, look at this school down the street.
Yeah, you notice when he does fiend trips, it's all like their own spots.
I love it.
They don't go tour guiding. Like, just what they find.
I love it.
Or what Garrett will take everyone back to the hotel. They'll jump in the jacuzzi or the Airbnb. They jump in the jacuzzi and he's like, later guys, boom, searching for spots.
I love it.
He's a good TM.
That is badass.
Imagine Garrett as your TM when he was like, you know, later Garrett 15, 20 years from now, you're like, Garrett's showing you spots like he's the TM.
Yeah,
you know. But I mean, like, you know, like
getting the craziest clips.
Yeah, not getting the clips, you know.
Like, I think 15 years from now, he's still gonna be doing it.
He will.
Oh,
he'll still be better.
No
than everybody.
doubt. I think
so.
I think the things that he did 10 years ago, it's like 99.99% of people still haven't touched.
No,
you know.
Yeah.
Agreed.
He's just the man.
And he's just a cool dude.
And now he's got a ramp in his backyard, and like his skills have went even crazier.
Dude,
he's riding even more than ever now, it looks like.
I mean, even as like Instagram story clips of him riding his ramps, I'm like, dude, you did it. I think one clip he posted, he did a half cab wall to like bar spin to fakie off of it. I was like, that's an NBD. And it's just like
half cab wall.
Bar back to fakie. Yeah. I was like, Yo, that's
like an Instagram post, like scroll through.
Yeah, scroll through. It was like
yeah. Like just...
I'd retire after that if I landed that trick, dude. Jeez.
We need to get him back on the podcast too.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we have a couple. We have a couple that we need.
Garrett was like the 4th one I ever did when it was in my living room.
Yeah. We've come a long way.
Enough.
Come a long way. Season 3 has 6. I think the Hodor one was 16. Since
wow.
season 3. So because we're doing it for 4 months, I guess.
And it's crazy too, because like someone like Dak, when he was doing this, I was thinking like, how many has he done? I was like, you've only done 1.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like we've done so many, but like there's not too many repeats.
I'll come down whenever, dude. If you guys ever want to chat, I'm down. I love it.
Amazing.
We're down for sure.
Hit us up.
All right, I'll be like, yeah,
because let
me get on.
Yeah, hit us up whenever. We'd love it. It's raining. Podcast.
Yep. I was stoked on that, but I tried to do something different there, and I couldn't get it to work. Yeah.
So we got a big screen over here.
Yeah, sorry. There is a TV.
Anytime I find a rail hop spot that lands on something unique, like I always get stoked. But so, like, I'm not trying to be like, yo, look at what I was gonna do here. But like, originally I was like, dude, it'd be so sick to do the rail hop and land on the little shed roofs and then gap to fence ride. Like, look at if you fast forward a little bit.
Oh, wow.
That fence right there. So I bought what are those things called? Like a hose clamp. Mm-hmm. I bought a bunch of hose clamps and I tried to like clamp that door, the swinging gate closed.
I feel like you'd knock that damn fence down.
Dude, yeah. Even after tightening it, the fence was still too wobbly. Like I did a couple flat ground wall rides where I just gapped from the flat before the spongy material onto it. And dude, it like sunk in and catapulted me. I was like, I'm gonna die if I'm that high up on the fence and that happens.
There's so many side stories, but I'm remembering the gap off of the roof in the alleyway behind the laundromat.
You tried to kill me, Fudger.
It was
you
bad.
Tried to kill me.
This is pretty funny.
I'm hooked.
Same thing.
What happened?
It was a gap off a roof, and it was like a stucco wall. And Dakota was like, dude, I think I'm gonna go through the wall. And I'm like, we're like hitting it and stuff. And I'm like, I think you're good. And he's like, I'm just gonna like fucking bunny hop from way over here and go into the wall.
Like flat ground wall ride to feel it out because
he was like 9 feet up, 8 feet up.
It was a driveway gap off of like a parking lot roof over a driveway to a wall into the driveway. And it was like, I was going to have to go fast enough to where if I hit that wall, I'm like, dude, I'm going to be like the Kool-Aid man and just blow through it, dude.
And after that, he literally, he bunny hopped and he was kind of like, Dak bunny hopped into it, like gave it a real effort, like what he was basically going to do, just not 8-9 feet up. And he fucking too-tired straight through the wall. Like almost probably broke the other side of the wall. Like
because it was stucco, and like the chicken wire on the inside of the stucco, it was like that was it. There was like no studs or anything.
We
tires just come through.
We hustled out of there.
Like what the fuck?
We hustled out of there. Yeah. And from that moment on, I never ever did that again. I was never like, no, it's fine. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like from that moment, I literally took that as like, you don't fucking know. Don't say your opinion.
Well, at least it was a comical situation. It wasn't like. I told him he could do it, and then he did it, and then he died. You know what I'm saying? It's like...
He tested it out. Yeah. He didn't fully believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank God.
Thank God.
A little sip of espresso to foot plant tire slide. Mm-hmm. Second favorite clip.
Oh, I was really stoked on this. We had to work on that to get that one to work.
I love it.
So that's in Houston as well. We were riding around the campus there, and I was like, dude, these bike racks are so sick. And I was like, just doing the wally to grind and wallying back off the side. I'm like, dude, I love wally to grind. It's just like having a blast. I was like, oh, I wonder if you can do it to like hanger. But you can see the end of the pipe. There's some threads. There was like a pipe cap off the end.
Oh, yeah.
And dude, so shout out to Jeff. I don't know his last name. He lives out there though.
Houston?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeff from Houston.
Yeah. But anyways, he worked for this company that sold this is so random. Sold like this like crazy like I don't know, some sort of lubricant that you spray to like on heavy machinery to get bolts to budge.
Yeah.
I don't know what the stuff is, but maybe like some sort of urethane spray. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I have some in the garage for the car.
There you go.
But yeah.
So he had some of that. He's like, dude, this gets everything off. Like, I promise you. I'm like, all right, cool. So like he brought a can, met us at the spot. I went to Home Depot and I bought like big channel locks, like massive ones. We had like 4 people sitting on the rail to keep it from rotating while he's spraying the stuff. And like, I can't remember, Calvin might be like trying to like loosen it. And it finally went. It took like 45 minutes to get it off though. It was amazing. On there tight. So
I feel like even in the kit, if it was in San Diego or if it was in California, you would have the grinder.
Oh, dude, it would have been ground off quicker than we could even have this conversation about it.
Yeah, how come you didn't just get a grinder?
I should have bought one, but I was just there. I don't know. Okay. I was like, dude, I already have a sick grinder at home. I don't want to buy another one. I brought the channel.
Home Depot rental. Just use
true.
It. True. Buy the blade.
I'll be honest with you. If the channel locks didn't work, I was that determined. I'm like, I'm gonna go buy a grinder. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Love that.
No one had a grinder.
Dude, no one
so
has
what's up with that?
A grinder? Dude, everyone... No.
Portable grinder.
I have a very small kit of street riding, and the grinder is part of it.
I'm really happy to hear that.
Hell yeah.
They're really expensive. A portable battery-powered like grinder is very expensive.
The battery's more expensive than the grinder.
Exactly.
Batteries.
Yeah,
those Milwaukee batteries are like $150.
Yeah, same for the DeWalt ones that I got.
Insane.
The Ryobi ones even.
Yeah.
Ryobi?
I got the Ryobi.
You're on the Ryobi budget?
Hell yeah.
We got to step up your tool game, dude. Can we get...
Hey, Ryobi's almost just as good, and I don't use my
Ryobi to sponsor the podcast.
I got
what about Milwaukee?
I got DeWalt drills.
There you go. Okay.
My drills are DeWalt.
There you go.
I'm in the brushless game.
Brushless, baby.
Brushless DeWalt. So my grinder, the Ryobi does the same shit.
Why were you so sad after this clip? What's this?
That was
grinder.
No, that was I forgot my tool bag.
Grinder.
I'm sad because that was actually filmed in the middle of trying it, and dude, I
think this goes along with the song though. It was.
That's a low right there.
Yeah, you can see like
I saw your elbow.
My arm. Yeah, like I was getting wrecked trying it because I would wally and dive into the tooth and just miss sometimes, or like land like on it, but
this seems so hard. Yeah, like I had to take a long time. Are you guys gonna come out with the B-sides so we can see all this stuff? Those are so sick.
Yeah, there'll be a B-sides, but then also Vish is working on like a full behind the scenes video from like the last month of filming. He just came out with us and like documented me losing my mind. I actually think it's on our channel. It's on our.
Yeah. Coming soon. I think he said closer to April.
Yeah.
So So I hit him up about that because when we were doing the podcast, I was like, ooh, I don't know. I don't want to like supersede any of that, but this is talking about it. That's actually being there. So love it.
Copenhagen. So there's a lot of really fun. This is Copenhagen as well. There's a lot of this type of stuff. It's like really fun size, which that was still really scary. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Like this was chilling. It took a lot of tries to balance it correctly, but this nose to hanger, it scared the heck out of me for some reason.
It's quick. It looks really quick.
It's also like kind of blind when you're going up to it. You can't really tell, but the wall's like that high, so when you're riding up to it, you're like, if I don't get a good nose, like, and I start dropping before I get to this rail, I'm gonna like loop out or whatever. You guys, based on my original podcast, you know how my brain works. I see how bad things could go on every single trick that I try. So
has that improved? Has it improved?
I can't say it's improved. I'd say like my coping abilities have gotten better, but the problem itself, I'm basically like, I'm accepting that this is just a part of me and I just need to work with it. It's just like any other disability or anything else. It's like, what are you going to do? You're going to let it stop you from doing the things you love, or are you going to adapt and conquer, you know?
Okay.
So
go listen to the original DAC podcast if you haven't already.
It's like a survival thing too.
For sure.
Shit.
Yeah.
You know, like to see all that stuff, it's how humans stay alive.
100%. It's like
you got that.
I feel like that's what normal people go through all the time. That's why they
maybe
never.
Not to your degree.
Yeah,
like
you know, like
yeah.
But you got the side that's like, do it, it'll be sick, and the side's like, wait a second.
Yeah.
You could get stitches on that.
Yeah. Speaking of stitches, what happened to your hand, dude?
I fell in some mud on the day after we were riding together.
Dude.
I was trying to ride the spot.
Mud gave you stitches?
I laid out a bunch of boards, and they were in the mud, and like I fucking hit them really fast, and they popped up and made me flip over the bars, and I fell in the mud, but there was a rock in the mud. So it was a chill fall, but the mud kind of just like how I just wham.
Just like a razor blade thing on the rock, huh?
It was just a hole, and I was like,
really?
I could have not got stitches, but it was just.
It looked
dirt.
big.
It was just dirt so deep in there. I would have let it heal, but thank God.
Get that thing cleaned out.
Yeah, cleaned out was
more than anything because that shit's hard to do.
I was riding that 2 days later.
Sick.
Gave it a day off and the stitches. Because if I didn't get stitches, this thing would probably still be like. Ugh.
Oh, dude, it would suck for like a month.
Would suck. Yeah. And it was me just not wanting to wait in the ER. That's why I was like, I don't want to go. But I was like, I can't get this dirt out.
I'd say 99% of the times that I get like deep cuts, I just don't get stitches because of that reason. I'm like, I don't want to deal with that.
Sunday evening. I went. It was the only time I've ever went from signing in to a bed in my whole life.
Whoa, you did?
I swear to God.
Dude, I've never had that happen.
Never in my whole life. It's the same ER I've been going to since I was a kid. And I walked in. and
frequent flyer program there?
My whole life, I've never done that. And I was like,
it says Dennis on the curtain.
Yeah. I know you can't pick Sunday evening, but if you're going to do anything sketchy, do it on a Sunday.
Perfect.
I had the same thing on COVID. I literally, like, I got stitches in 15 minutes.
Oh,
literally, I was the only person in there. I walked in, they gave me stitches, and I, like, got an Uber home because my wife dropped me off. Like,
dude, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. COVID hospital was
scary. Hospital was...
I took Michael to the hospital when he had a concussion.
Oh, yeah.
And it was the weirdest fucking thing ever. They took him from me, and I couldn't go with him.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't know his name.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
no.
It was so COVID, and I was like, hey, I don't even know his girlfriend's phone number. And they took him from me, and he's like, you could tell he was losing it.
Oh, shit.
Anyways, crazy sidetrack. But COVID was crazy.
Yeah. That was nuts.
Yeah. That was only a little bit ago, but fucking thinking about hospital on COVID. Whew. You brought that up. That's a nightmare.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Everything's easy now. COVID's...
Well, what was that audio right there?
People shouting after I landed it.
Oh.
I was really stoked on this. This is the only Switch one of those I've ever done. I never even thought to try it.
No bar out though, like Garrett?
No bar out like Garrett, yeah. I never even thought to try it prior to this day. And we were that was like the warm-up spot, which, by the way, this spot is so dang fun. It's like ridiculous.
Southern California?
Oh, yeah.
I think Spotman dude posted that recently.
Probably. He gets around, dude.
He does.
He gets around. I don't even know who that is.
You think it's one guy?
I don't know.
I don't think it's one guy.
I don't know. I have no idea who
do
it is.
you guys know who it is?
I don't know.
You do?
It's
hey!
me. No, I'm just kidding. God,
Dennis, low key.
Imagine that side hustle or the subscribe thing.
Ooh.
Because he has I think
why I got my DeWalt drills, man.
I think Albert pays for it.
Jaden pays for it too.
Oh, yeah. Really?
Yeah, because he has an Instagram subscribe thing, so you get the good
You get
spots.
the goodies.
Yeah.
Okay,
which I respect. Like I saw comments where like people were hating on it, and I'm like, dude, he's doing the work,
bro.
You.
And it's
got 6 spots, dude. And he gives you the address,
and he's probably just using it for gas to find more spots.
Exactly.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like
let
a man live.
Fucking
subscribe to Spotman dude.
Spotman dude.
He's out there.
Yeah,
I think it's a BMXer.
Definitely a BMXer.
Yeah, because he posts things that are for sure like a BMX spot. It'll be like wall ride, and it's like, okay, you're talking about a BMX wall ride, not a skateboard wall ride. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so I was stoked this worked.
Spotman dude, reveal yourself. We'll put you on Unclicked.
You can wear a mask or something.
Imagine.
Or Knobbuster. Get Knobbuster on here or something.
Sick.
Where'd you guys get that eagle shot?
Calvin, dude. None of the stuff is stock. Like, these are all like animals Calvin captured.
Wow.
This was after the part was done.
I love that eagle.
That shot of the big eagle flying away.
Hawk, whatever it is.
Or hawk, yeah.
That's
sorry,
hawk,
I'm calling it an eagle too.
That's
that thing, that was like after we were done filming the part. We were out riding with like Nathan and like Colin and a bunch of other dudes, and Calvin had like his Super 8 with him or whatever, and he was like, dude, a big hawk is gonna fly out of there. I know it. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, dude, I just saw it fly in. So he was like standing there ready,
just
and then when it flew away, just got it. Sick.
I love those shots. That one's crazy too. Like, where did he find that?
Yeah.
How did he get so close with Super 8?
Good question.
He went to the zoo.
He did.
I gotta try.
I mean, it's definitely from the zoo. It's not like a fucking. It doesn't have a 300 millimeter fucking.
I'm saying, how did he get that shot?
No, he told me that one was. I think it's like Griffith Park. There's like this spot in LA that there's this ditch that people go to, and he said he was able to like walk really close to it.
Oh,
and
really?
Film it. Yeah.
All right.
So that's real. Yeah.
Fair enough. Sorry to disrespect you, Calvin.
Calvin's like, dude, that shot was the hardest shot in the video.
Yeah.
I didn't go to the zoo for that shit.
Yeah.
What was the hardest clip? Is there a single one where it was like fucking 4 days or anything like that?
Yeah, closer to the end.
We're getting there.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
We'll talk. There's plenty. Yeah.
So
trendy grind.
Well, let's watch this whole thing, and then I have my.
That's a sick rail.
It's super sick.
So
the only thing that sucks is it's downhill into it and then kind of bumps up. So the first time I went to do the crook, I got like a crate. Like,
I see it.
See that?
Yeah.
And see that? Like,
is it like
grate?
barely a bike length, or is it even?
See
a
that
bike
grate?
length?
The grate rolls over like this too.
Yeah.
See, it's like a bubble. So you hit that, and then you hit that crack, and then you hit the rail. But that's all bondoed, so that part wasn't too bad. It just felt a little weird. I'm just kind of soft sometimes.
No, it's like a perfect rail, but with a weird run.
I like how you said all that, and you're like,
perfect big rail, but weird.
Sometimes.
So the thing that I noticed about this was the lack of pedaling.
Yeah.
So obviously pumping that, cool swerve in, making sure you're keeping your speed.
It just
how important is that? Like, is it? I assume at points you're like, yeah, I'm stopping because I could do this line if I took a little bitch crank or something like that. But
I think that like comes with like time or experience. It's like you start like, I guess, hyper focusing isn't the word I'm looking for, but you start like looking at other ways to improve the way something looks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, okay, like I'm already like confident in like maybe the tricks that I'm doing in this line, but in order for it to look a little bit more seamless, maybe I don't need to pedal, or maybe I don't need to do like a unnecessarily like, you know, kick out, slow down, and then take like a half crank. You know, it's like, you know, because sometimes that happens. It's like slow down, speed up, slow down. It's like if you can get a line,
figure that shit out.
Yeah, if you can get a line where you can maintain it and don't have to do any of that, it just like looks like it's
clean.
like it looks like dancing or something.
Yeah.
That's what fuckers notice. The smoothness of this.
I don't know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the whole slow down, speed up thing, like, no offense to it,
but there's been a lot of that over the years where you're like, why did you just take 3 pedals to skid 3 times?
Yeah, I get it. Maybe on a team trip, we're just like, I got it, let's move on.
Yeah.
Like, when you're working on your part, you can clean it up.
Yeah.
It'll look nice.
Exactly.
Team trips, though, get whatever the fuck you can, move on.
Amen, brother.
You're out there sessioning.
Amen. Another Houston spot.
Oh, yeah.
Setup was sick.
I love that it's like a concave, you know, whatever, like outside bend, you know, like that's like.
I like how you went to like Europe, we're Copenhagen, but then like Houston is also a place that's like, obviously it's an amazing city, but not many people go there.
Dude, it was
on riding trips.
Yeah, recently. I was thinking about it. I'm like, every single time I've gone to Texas, it's to go to Austin.
Yeah.
Never gone anywhere else.
Never
and I've been to Austin 10 times. No, I've never been.
San Antonio's amazing.
I know, that's the thing. And I was like, where can we go in Texas that isn't
Shout out
Austin?
to Nike 6.0. Wasn't that
Oh yeah, you got that trip you guys did was sick with Navaz.
Well, yeah, but because I'd done like 4 trips to San Antonio. That was one of the first ones I ever did.
That was where you did that gnarly wall ride 180 on that ditch. That was sick.
We went there a few times though, because I went there on that trip and I was like, dude, San Antonio is littered. It's so good.
Yeah.
So I'm sure Houston's just those Southwest.
No shout out to Nike 6.0, but
shout out to Nike 6.0. They're fucking dope as hell. I was just like, what are you talking about?
It's
like legit. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
it's been a lot of trips.
Yeah. I don't know. I like I said, it's like Texas is freaking huge. Mm-hmm. I've only been to this much of it, so I'm like, let's go somewhere else. You know, let's. And Houston just kept coming up in my mind. It was weird. I'd say like I was trying to curate the locations like, I don't know, the best that I can for the things that I was looking for. It was like maybe areas that I know probably have spots and I know a couple people have been to, but aren't like super blown out, like not Barcelona or not Austin. You know what I mean? It was like, so that's why Houston came up. It was just like, yeah, whatever. I love Texas. I love eating freaking barbecue, and I love the Southwest. And is that still the Southwest?
Actually, it's getting there.
Yeah,
it's just the South.
South,
maybe the
Southwest,
dirty South.
whatever.
Yeah,
South Middle.
Yeah,
it's Texas though, and they pour cement on everything.
Yeah,
and that makes good BMX riding. It's like cement
banks everywhere.
It's the home of Morgan Wade.
Is it?
No, just Texas.
Oh,
I think all of it.
No, he's from Tyler.
I know, but he's in Texas.
Tyler's probably more dirt than cement, but Morgan Wade is Texas. That dude's awesome.
He's sick. Someone, not me, had to do a lot of work to make that ledge.
That was. I have 2 things about this one. So this is. Oh, I went a little bit too far back. So we can. We'll get there. There we go. So swerve in, obviously. Again, no, I enjoy it. I appreciate that. I feel like you probably did the nose bonk 180 several times to make sure you carried as much speed as possible into the grind. Small little pump, and then just to get as much speed to do. And somebody, I don't know who,
put some band-aids on the ledge.
Yeah, I could see
I don't know who did that.
But one of my favorite things is that like you do the wall ride, and then you could see you,
Spotman dude.
You're like, did I go to the approved height?
I did.
Very last thing. You're like, is it fucking high enough?
That's funny.
Wow, good eye.
Because I know
I've only watched this section like 2 times, but I was definitely looking at it in a like what can we talk about type sense,
You're absolutely right. I did look up to see if I went high enough.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. It's like that setup was, everything about it was so sick. Like having those 2 obstacles that, I don't know, you never really find like a block set that goes into a ledge to wall ride downstairs. You hardly ever find ledge to wall ride.
Magical spot.
Unicorn.
Exactly. That's a unicorn.
Yeah.
So that's why the person who did put some Bondo
Shout out to him
on those cutouts.
Spotman dude.
No, we're not going to blame him. We're not going to blame him. The person who did do that did it for a reason, because he knew that was a spot that is rare to find.
Yeah. Is there like requirements? Do you like, because you did you actually did like a legit wall ride, like you went wall ride up, like, is it, I don't know. I feel like masters of wall ride it would be Dakota in there,
Garrett Reeves.
That, of course, we've talked about this a couple times in recent history.
Yeah, you talked about it with
you literally did like a U wall ride.
Oh,
like
the triple pocket, double pocket, whatever.
I mean, there's a lot of them. The banger of What It's Worth is like off the stair set wall ride to pocket wall into another wall. You don't even remember.
Basically saying you're creditable to say what's a good wall
ride.
Okay. Like what's legit to you. Like
I don't remember that.
I know more about what you've done than you've done.
But
yeah.
So especially
digging deep into the brain, I can see that look
where
he's like, what the fuck
no.
are you talking about?
On a
Nike 6.0 in San Antonio. Like, oh yeah, like fuck. All right, it's in there. I remember it. Yeah,
Fudger's lucid dreaming on the podcast right now, dude.
I'm definitely loopy, and I've had a beer and a half.
Dude,
so
that's
good.
When you haven't slept, that's enough, dude.
Yeah.
So
but then he's got all. God, he knows more than anyone about all this stuff. It's crazy. He's got that brain is filled.
No, that's cool that you noticed that. On a setup like this, it's because I knew everything worked to go high on it. So if I didn't go high, I would have been upset, and I would have probably had to go back and do it after. I don't know, but
cool. The nuances of it.
I'm gonna say you just can't slide off the wall.
Yeah,
that's where I would be at.
Like,
but I felt like he went.
They're like, not a
he
lot,
went up.
No,
like
it's legit. You did a legit ass.
Or if your
wall
pegs hit the wall.
That's
like a different thing. It's like you kind of wall rode it when you more like hit the wall and fell down, or Dak like. Whoosh.
Yeah. Copenhagen?
Yep.
All right. You can tell either Santa Monica or Copenhagen.
Yeah.
I was watching the part at the premiere. Oh wait, it wasn't this clip. Never mind. It's coming.
Dude, I almost went in the water.
It was close.
Like,
but
even,
it's sick, though.
Even after I slid out, I was still kind of leaning. Like,
Let's see if we can see fear in your eyes. Oh, it's cut off.
No, in the raw clip, like when it runs out a little bit longer, like you can see it. I look into the water like this, and then I look up, like I'm like on the edge. It's pretty funny.
Obviously, just a beautiful clip, beautiful spot, beautiful clip. Obviously, half cab off.
Dock spots.
You're wearing the shoes in that, huh?
Yeah. So that's the thing. Shout out to Mapstone for lining this up. He was like wanted to get me samples of the product as soon as possible.
That's cool.
So in the video, I could actually be wearing the things, which I thought was pretty rad to line it all up. Like I'm wearing the shirt too. I'm literally wearing this exact shirt in that clip too. So the shoes and the shirt.
That's
I kind of wear the same shit a lot, but it is what it is. You just find things that you like and you stick with them.
You land in grass right there.
I know. Both tires.
What was that? Oh, did he do it again?
No, there's concrete, Dennis.
Look at you.
I'm playing.
What's the Hodor quote? You got fucking pussy ass pads on.
Dude, that was so funny.
That was hilarious.
I wish, and you know when you like talk to someone, I wanted to be like, you think Morgan Wade's a pussy? Like,
yeah.
And I thought of it 24 hours later.
You're laying in bed that night like, shit, I should have brought up Morgan Wade, bro.
Because I'm like, damn, Hodor is the gnarliest dude ever, but the other gnarliest dude I know wears pads.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You got him though with the gloves thing because you're like, oh, pussy ass gloves. Yeah. And he's like, ah. I love you, Hodor. Yeah, it was funny. That's what makes it great, and he fucking.
I didn't land in grass on this one. All right, look at concrete. Boom.
I know you didn't.
I was stoked on that line.
Fuck
Leave me alone, man.
Fuck a grass rule.
It was sick as fuck, and everything in this part's sick. And I know
Van Homan quote.
Yeah, that's our.
See, I listen, bro.
Now we got so many. We got so much like recurring themes on Unclicked. It's kind of funny.
When you go weekly, I forget podcasts have even done.
I don't listen to them afterwards,
dude. The weirdest thing.
The best thing is getting to do them.
I know.
You know, it's like
the weirdest thing happened at this spot, bro.
That's crazy. This is one of my favorite. I'm gonna put this as one of my favorite clips.
I was pretty stoked on this.
This is one of my favorite clips. Savage. Is this in downtown New York?
Yeah, it's in Manhattan? York, in Manhattan. Dude, it was super gnarly because like that,
right in the middle of Manhattan.
Oh yeah, like, dude, the security guard like is there. Like
that's
you
a
cannot.
Spot.
It's really hard to get a session.
Dude, that shit's slick and it's.
Yeah, that's what I was scared of.
Oh man,
I had to actually. Dennis, you were talking about sliding on wall rides. I had to do it twice because the first one I landed it, but my tires like chirped a little bit, and I was like, dude, I know I could do it better. So I like, and the second time I did it, I went way higher. That's why like my face when I'm riding away, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, because you can't hit that black thing, the black marble, right?
I might have hit it.
You're
Is it
close.
flush with the other marble?
Oh no, I didn't hit it. You're right. You're right.
I feel like that's like a different like.
Either way, that's still
offset.
scary.
Okay.
You still have that moment where you're
but
like,
that's still gapping to marble. So it's like, I was worried I was gonna slide more.
So sick.
But dude, the weirdest thing happened to the spot. I have to tell this story. I hope it's not long-winded.
Yeah, go for it.
Super quick.
As long as you want.
Okay.
As long as we got Oscar Blues, we're good.
Yeah. So while Calvin was setting up at this spot, which, like I said, it's a really hot spot. Like the second they see a camera coming out of a bag, they're out there. So we were out on the street across, like where Cast is. Shout out to Andrew Cast, by the way, where he's filming right there, unloading the camera, and the dude came out and saw it, and then went back in. I was like, okay, I think we could do it. Out of the blue, dude, I can't remember what they were on. They might have been on like Razor scooters, or I think they were on Razor scooters. Dude came flying.
I think they're just scooters now, but
sorry. I'm sorry.
No, but I think he's just like between like a Lime scooter or something.
Yes.
Like
okay.
That.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Specifying
freestyle scooters.
Freestyle scooter. Dude came flying by out of nowhere. Started like all of a sudden they had like a jar, and it was like change was coming out of it. Bro, they had just stolen a change jar, like a tip jar from a restaurant down the street. They were booking through, like taking the money out, put it in their pockets, and then they started sessioning the stairs on the scooters, like jumping the stairs while all this is going on. I'm like, are you? And then the security guard came out and kicked them out. Obviously, I was like, this is just my luck, dude. And we were having kind of a rough day with like trying to get tricks. Anyways, I tried like 3 other things that weren't working, and I'm like, just found this thing I was stoked on. Waxed that ledge up to do the switch hanger. And then we're down there getting set up, and then all this commotion happens, and the security guard comes out. I'm like, are you serious? Does this really happen? So we had to like ride around and come back to it. But
that's funny.
Yeah. It was dude, it was so hectic.
Why were they stealing a tip jar of change?
Dude, they stole a tip jar.
And then sessioned right down the street.
They were wearing masks and beanies and everything, dude. Because you know how, like, bro, I swear they don't.
COVID.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't get in trouble for stealing anymore under like $900 or something. It's insane. So they stole a freaking tip jar. Like, I was like, that's so mean, dude.
Tip jar is the lamest thing to steal you could ever steal.
Dude.
Like
you're not stealing from the corporation.
Stealing
at that
sucks,
point.
but you're stealing straight from those poor people who are getting that tip to share at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Don't steal the fucking tip jar, man.
So is the hanger 2 tries at the wall ride?
Rob the register.
2 tries at the hanger? Just wax it and
because like sometimes marble, like it's like
sticky.
It's sticky. Yeah. So like I tried to wax it as much as I can. Thankfully I didn't go OTB because like I don't know. It would have sucked. It would have caused way more commotion.
More noise. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I did the hanger. No, I did the hanger 3 times because the first time I did it.
I love that clip. One of my favorites.
I started pedaling at the wall and I was like, dude, I need to go faster because like the distance from where you need to hop to where you get on the wall. So then the second time I went faster at the hanger and I just went for it. And then the third time it was how I wanted it. So
Manhattan's hard.
It's tough, man.
Frustrating place to film.
Yeah. So many 6 spots, but you just can't
to
get
film
to
a part though. It's a frustrating place.
Yeah.
More New York.
Some people probably highly disagree with that.
So sick.
This is Copenhagen.
Oh, this is Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cellar doors.
I found this spot when Jen and I were on our vacation portion of the trip.
Yeah.
She was at a store right down the street. I was like, oh, dude, that cellar door's sick.
That's pretty crazy. Going across the world to find a spot like that, you know, like that's only something you could do on one of these trips or like one of these projects where it's just you and a filmer.
Yeah.
You're doing 14 months. You're getting to go to different countries. Like that's where you get to do some cool shit like that.
It's exactly. It's like you could be more creative in those scenarios versus like a team trip or something. Yeah.
It's really cool.
Happy 3. Love it.
Yeah. It's, you know,
it's kind of a quick one.
It's kind of, and it's like kind of like a hard 3. That's why I liked it because I had to come from like this side to 3 the rail this way instead of coming from this side.
Yeah.
And that was just a SF spot, like just cool looking skate spot. So I was stoked on this. Really stoked on that one.
I love that.
Yeah.
Pocket rail.
Yeah. Like where do you find
Pocket
a setup
rail.
like that? Rail to wall rail?
Yeah, I love that one.
And then this one.
You didn't cut the little nub off the end.
I did.
You did? It looked like you had a little like 2-inch thing still sticking out.
That's all Bondo.
What?
I like Bondoed the whole end of that thing. If you
I guess I kind of see it.
See
it's
how
like
it kind of does
ramp,
this?
right?
Yeah. So there's
it looks like it's sticking up.
Yeah, exactly. It actually it's like a hook kinda. So
yeah, you did hit it a little bit front peg.
So this is I still get a little bit of heartache looking at that clip.
Why?
Because I'm happy with it, don't get me wrong. But I fixed the spot to do the switch hanger in.
Oh yeah.
And I got there, like I probably spent like $120 getting that spot to work. So I had to fix the ground leading up to it. There's a bunch of potholes. Dude, I was there in the rain, like fixing potholes with like this like ready mix concrete stuff. I had to cut that nub off the end. I had to install some like hooks in the bottom of that rail to hook the fence to the rail because otherwise it was wobbly. And what else?
Dried all your clothes from the rain.
Dried all my clothes. I live there.
Moved.
I live there now.
Dak moved in to get this spot going. It's fucking. You're doing all this and someone lives there. That's crazy. That's someone's roof, man. Get off their roof.
That's definitely Instagram reel right there.
Yeah, I live there now.
Damn, though, you put work in.
Yeah, I put in a lot of work, dude. A lot of time spent at that spot fixing it. Over 2 separate days, too.
I mean, switch hanger is absolutely frightening.
So
it's so
seems like
scary.
you would always rotate.
Okay,
so let's like every time you switch hanger.
I would think like a snaggle or something would be
like
one.
overtooth.
But look at how
anything besides a switch hanger.
But keep the back end on that bank.
Look at how tall the rail is at the top. Though.
Yeah, it is.
So.
Tall. It's a fence
to hanger that or to snaggle that.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to pop up and dive in and keep my back end up. So, you guys are absolutely right. By doing a hanger, it wasn't going to make sense. But so I tried it anyways. I tried the hanger twice.
Is that what the fall is,
dude? Yeah, in the fall in the beginning of the part is me trying the hanger. I got so bodied 2 times in a row.
Oh, shit.
Dude, look at my pants. Those pants were brand new out of the bag earlier that day.
It's so quick.
God,
that looks right on the ledge.
I had the biggest bruise on my butt I've ever had in my entire life for like a month after that, which is, by the way, that was like filmed like 6 weeks ago. So like up until like 2 weeks ago, I had a bruise on my butt because of that.
Damn, that's one of the last clips.
Yeah, I got murked.
Damn.
That
I got
looks
murked.
steep too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause yeah, so I went to do the hanger, and
so did you just? I mean, I can only see the 1 second of that. Did you just fall straight to that ledge from there? Basically,
I fell onto the first bank, and it flung me all the way to the flat of between the first bank and the second bank, right where that ledge is. Yeah, I mean,
did you have any Band-Aids in your house over there?
Yeah, I actually had had a sewing kit. I just had some new pants.
That's like a house you'd have everything.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
And then
So that's what happened.
And he fell asleep in his guest bed.
Yeah. I damn near fell asleep just from hitting the ground that hard.
I mean, that looks like
honest.
it. Looks like it fucking.
That
hurts.
flat part gave you the bruise,
dude. It hurt so bad. So I tried the hanger. So
yeah,
I did the switch pegs like 3 times, and then I tried the hanger twice, and I'm like, I can't do this. Like,
it's funny because the switch pegs, that's why I was like, why are you bummed on that? Like, what's wrong? I don't see what's wrong with it.
See,
like,
that's the thing. It's like,
you knew what you wanted,
hindsight,
though.
yeah. In hindsight, now watching it, it's like I think it looks great. I'm stoked on the switch pegs for sure. But it's like I knew in my heart the reason I went there was to do the hanger, and it didn't work. So I was like, in some ways, it felt like a settle, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, like it's scary to hop up like on anything somewhat high on a switch grind. So I'm like, I have to just be okay with it.
Yeah,
it is what it is, dude. So
it's dope.
Spot is intimidating when you're standing up there too, man. It's like you don't see anything. You just see a fence, and you're like, I'm gonna die.
I
love that clip.
That's going to the second song after this.
Oh, there's one more clip. Snuck it in.
Oh yeah, yeah, you did, because that's got the snow in the SoCal mountains.
Yeah, guess how long ago that was filmed?
Couldn't be long.
That was filmed way after deadline. That was filmed. Dude, that clip was literally filmed like less than 2 weeks ago.
So my question when it comes
before your ankle
2
was
weeks
bugging
ago,
you?
2 weeks ago,
my ankle was wrecked when I did this. It was worked.
Like 2 weeks ago from today.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So like
2.5 weeks ago. It was It was like the weekend. Sorry. Let me get my timing right. It was 2.5 weeks ago.
I'm close enough. Either way,
it's 2.5 weeks ago.
Looks like it's in Redlands or something.
He's probably just nailed it somehow.
It's not Redlands, but it's definitely. I mean, based on the hills, you could
zoom
probably
in on the freeway sign in the background.
Now that I have my glasses,
that's pretty low res.
Everything.
Yeah.
So this spot like has been bugging me for like well over 6 months. I've seen it like kind of peppered into a couple skate videos, and I'm like, dude, that is like the most iconic looking rail ever. Like, how could you ever find a cooler rail?
It's so cool.
So
it's stupid how my brain works, but I'm like, oh, that's probably literally when I watch a thumbnail, like dissecting it or watching the video from earlier dissecting it, I was like, oh, it'll probably be the thumbnail.
Yeah.
For this video.
Yeah.
You know, because it's such a cool image. Look at it.
Yeah.
You know, like and to me,
it's like you said, an iconic rail.
Yeah. When I see that, is it like even scary, or is it?
Oh, it was terrifying because, dude, it's kind of hard to tell. The rail is long enough to where you can fall, though.
Right.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
It's very possible. The first time I did the hanger, I was like a little bit too scared, and I dropped my back end, and I did the thing where, like, you know, when you do a switch hanger and your pedal hits, like almost like a tooth over crank, and I was like, oh my gosh, this rail's way longer than I thought. So,
and that's a 25, 30-foot drop.
Yeah, it was
like
such a cool spot, though.
It's so cool. Yeah. So like I said, I had been seeing it pop up in some skate videos. I'm like, I have to find this, you know? And I'm not going to ask skaters for something like that. A new spot especially, it's like, you don't want to like be like, oh, I just saw you skated this spot and I don't really know you, but like, do you think you can give me this? So I was like luckily able to get enough clues from watching videos to figure out where it was.
Yeah.
And I figured, dude, Calvin needed to turn the video in on Monday. I hit him up on Sunday morning. And I was like, dude, I know we're done. I know the video is already edited. Please, like, if you have time. Dude's a boss, man. He met me there. We got it done. And then
that's sick.
And it's in like a pretty transitional part of the video where he had to reorganize a lot of shit. Because you told me that the night of the premiere.
Did it replace something?
No. So basically all we did was extend the space between the first song and the second song.
Oh,
okay.
Which it worked out perfect.
To me, it looked like, I was like, whoa, like you had to like rearrange all that stuff.
Thankfully he was able to get it in there like quick, you know? He was like, it took him like 15 minutes to like figure it out. So yeah, stoked.
Calvin's cool.
Good dude. He's just down for the cause.
I was excited. I thought he was going to be in Fudger's living room when I pulled in. It's like, no Calvin.
Oh, that would have been sick.
I thought about it. I didn't know. I don't know. My brain is mush.
I thought it was already happened. I was like, no Calvin. Okay.
Sorry, Calvin.
Shout out Calvin, man.
Sorry.
We love you. Didn't even get to hang out with him that much at the premiere. I feel like your crew went somewhere else, and then there was like I thought everyone
use the restroom.
Everybody's me too after you. Everyone's split up. We're back.
Break over. Yeah. Wait. Oh, yeah, I still got some. All right.
There's one more of these if anyone wants it.
I'll take it after this.
I want it. No, I want one more. Do we got more of these?
Oscar I got some right here.
Hell yeah.
Or there's one in the fridge.
Cool.
Too.
I want these. The mezcal's too strong. It's fucking good, but
so
going from mezcals to these. Whew.
Do you want?
No pun intended.
This is mushroom, sage, or honey, or this one's like just plain, basically sparkling water and mezcal.
I'll do the sage and honey.
Okay.
More is better, right?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I just had that one. Like very earthy.
Earthy. Which one do you want?
What's the difference between these white and blue ones?
This is a pale ale, and I think that's a lot.
I think I like the blue ones even more.
These are my favorite ones. Chris Fox is sponsored by?
Yeah.
Sick.
So fucking. These ones are the best.
Yeah, he's the one that hooked it up. So he's the one that I asked him. I was like, hey, we've been drinking beers.
Yeah.
Like, I see it, like, it'd be sick. So, and they had a spot. Hey, they had a.
We've been supporting Modelo because it's like the Ryobi of beer.
Right?
We're drinking good beer.
Modelo is not the Ryobi of beer. Modelo is amazing.
Yeah.
Modelo is like the Coors of Mexican beer, and it's great. I fucking love Modelo.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, it's great. It's great Mexican beer because Mexicans do beer better than us. But
100%.
it's their low end beer. It's like their Budweiser. They got Corona, Tecate.
I didn't know that. I thought, I thought Modelo was like some like
Pacifico.
It's like kind of hip though,
because it's like PBR now. It's like a new thing.
Dude, that's what it is.
But I've always fucked with Modelo.
Me too.
But it's just a good
drank
Mexican
Pacificos,
but it's just an average Mexican beer. Mexicans just have better beer than us.
You're right.
I think.
You're right. Better food too. That's for damn certain.
When you get to mainland Mexico, though, whew, like different than Baja.
Yeah. No mainland. Coastal tacos.
Not the same.
Wallride Dropsmith.
Oh yeah, I was hyped on that. That one took a lot of work, man, because that ledge that I was having to bump onto was like high enough to where I indoed a couple times. I got a bad bump, but just indoed into the front of that thing. But
just powerhouse shit to me.
Yeah. Sound like you snapped your axle.
It sounded like it, yeah. Cinnamon axles don't break, though. Boom!
Boom. That's why I know they weren't breaking, but it sounded powerful. That one got cheers at the premiere.
I was hyped on that. Yeah, New York City spot. That's like one of those skate spots that I've been seeing for years, and I never made it to. And I was like,
skate spot.
Dude, I got there, and I was like, I can't think of anything to do. And then I realized it's like, oh, dude, the Wally to wall ride's like super fun. And I was just like, we were all just doing it, messing around. And I was like, oh, I wonder if I could do the topside foot plant out.
Oh, yeah.
So sick.
And it worked. It was hard to like get set up to do it though, because after the Wally, then you hit the wall. It almost wanted to like just catapult you out. So for me to like stick to it and be in a place where I can take my foot off and get it on the wall was like hard to figure out, but stoked.
You saying you have no tricks. That quote earlier.
There's no tricks. There's no
tricks. So many tricks, dude.
There's no tricks.
There's no jumping tricks.
Yeah. Damn, I never realized how much you had a thread though.
Oh yeah, that was a threader, dude. I caught
Is that your cone?
That's my cone.
Really?
Yeah, that's my cone. That's my sign
you
too.
Have a sign and you swear to God. That's really all your stuff.
Yes.
Dude.
Bro, okay, because see, this is a giant parking lot. This is a giant parking lot, but for whatever reason, every time we'd try and go to do this, there was one car parked right there. So I got there super early one morning, put it there, and then I went and rode, and then like by the time like Z and Calvin met up, we went there, and
lo and behold,
my sign was still there and no car was there.
Why do you leave the cone though while you're doing it? Because it's like just if in a run up you see somebody just pulls in and just
I didn't want anyone to try and park there.
Fair enough.
I even wrote like for what city I was in for this spot, which I'm not going to give away. I even wrote the phone number to the tow place on it, so like people knew it was serious. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Dead serious.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
This is why you got 11 shoes with Vans. You know what you're doing. No one else is doing that.
Dude,
Maybe
I'm just
Garrett,
nuts.
I mean, the trick is impressive too, but holy shit, that cone, the nuanced details on the cone is is amazing.
Yeah, dude. A few of the times
barely fit through there.
A few of the times my front wheel would hit the. That's why I'm kind of leaned over.
Yeah.
Because if my peg wasn't on all the way butted up against like the wheel or the dropout, my wheel would hit the other rail and it would pitch me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never knew how thread the needle that was.
Also, finding a wall ride to hanger setup is so damn hard for some reason.
Yeah, Justin Spree was like, that was the only wall ride hanger I've ever seen.
They're so hard to find.
He screamed it, and I was like, I think so.
Yeah.
They're so hard to find. Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm sure there's been other ones, but I was like, I can't think of one.
Another wall ride variation I was hyped on.
I feel like that stuff like that goes underappreciated in the scope of the video part, but that is fucking awesome.
This, I had to go there like 7 times to do that. You want to know why? You get 2 tries every time you go and get kicked out. 2 tries, 2 tries, 2 tries. I think it was either the sixth time we went there or the 7th. It finally worked.
So when like when the person's kicking you out, my logic with that is like, hey, just let it happen because then I won't have to come back because I'm gonna come back.
I told him that every single time. I was like, dude, listen, I know you're doing your job, but you got to understand, I'm gonna keep coming here until I get this trick. So I'm gonna make your job harder if you don't just let me do it for the next 5. Like if I had 5 straight tries, I was gonna be able to do it, but I never did. I had 2. Yeah. So, yeah.
That logic doesn't. It rarely works.
No.
But.
I was stoked on that one too.
That one's crazy.
Yeah.
It's sandwiched in there, you know. It's so quick.
Yeah, comes up. It just goes by quick.
I know. I remember seeing this one in the premiere, being like, "What the fuck?" Hey, and it's so good having these like behind the scenes with the video parts too, because like to hear that how you had to do that. That line was crazy.
That's that's like my top 3 favorite things I filmed for the video.
So unexpected.
Copenhagen, thank God, came through for that one.
But go ahead and finish it.
Just the nose manual, the rail ride nose manual down the stairs. Like that's a sick clip, and then you hear like what it means to you.
Yeah.
It's like, that's why I like this.
Yeah,
like,
it's cool.
That's the thing. I think, for sure, it's good that we're able to do these types of things. Thankfully, thank you guys for having me on here, because it's like sometimes things, you know, there's no way that you can watch it and know the story behind it unless the person that did it is telling it. So it's like, it's so much more goes into everything than I think most people imagine. And it's like, that's fine and everything, but it's like, it's also good that for the people that do want to know the backstory of how long something took or whatever, we can do it.
Yeah.
You know, so
and sometimes it's even the B-roll footage can tell that.
Yeah.
But they can't tell all of it.
No.
You know? So it's cool. It's definitely cool that I feel
We've
like
only
these
done
things,
this once with Gary, I think.
Yeah,
right?
it was awesome.
we did the Brock one.
Oh yeah. Oh,
you didn't do the Brock one, I think.
Did the Gary one, and then I was like literally excited about tonight.
Yeah.
Like, I get excited for
cool.
all of our podcasts.
It's definitely
this
cool.
one I was like,
we were like maybe it'll be like an hour and a half. It's like been an hour and 50 already.
Oh jeez.
You know, and we're like,
shoot, sorry guys.
No, you're fine. We got
fine.
3 minutes. We got
Rambling.
3 minutes left. So we're of the video.
Okay.
So we're only like 60% into the video. No, it's cool.
this might be our first 6-hour-long podcast.
We're in.
I'm getting home at midnight tonight.
Yeah.
You stay the night, man. Let's have some more of those mezcals and Oscar goss.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Ooh, you're getting a Heineken right there. It looks like.
So
Calvin gave you a prize.
you said this is one of your favorite clips.
No.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's like you couldn't see that coming. You know, like from me watching it, I was like, "What the fuck?"
I didn't know it was coming.
What is that?
I didn't know it was coming. I was like, is this going to work? And I started like trying to pull across and get as close as I could. I was like, I think I can. But the problem is you always worry about when you do the hard way stuff, your back end's going to hit before the front and pitch you back, which it did happen a few times. But yeah, I was really stoked when I was able to, even when I roll away, you can tell I hit the other wall that I came from and it like bounced me forward. I was like, I'm taking it, dude. I'm taking it.
You got lucky it didn't blow you off your bike.
See,
If you're going a little faster, you would have just lost the clip.
I said this somewhere else. I was like, you get at least 2 or 3 sketchy clips per video part, because then it makes people go, oh shit, he was not fucking, he was scared, or that was so hard that he's fucking taking that.
Oh, dude.
Because you know when somebody's like a perfectionist like Dak, if he's like, he hit that, it was like, dude, he was taking it. That was fucking difficult.
Sometimes the sketchiness adds flavor,
100%,
you know?
100%.
Not all the time, but it's like if you see like a part that's too polished, everything's landed too perfectly, you're like, it almost doesn't resonate as well. It's like there was no struggle involved in that becoming what it was. But it's like when you have a situation where it's like you have a part and, you know, 5 or 6 of the things, it's like you land and your front tire bounces when you land, or
hand blows off, or something weird, you know? Like, it's I love those clips. Those are my favorite clips.
Me too.
Where you just got to take it.
Yeah. Plus you got blurred out beer.
Blurred out beer.
It's like a Heineken.
No, it was like a Grolsch or something.
Dude, we were getting, I don't remember what it was.
Heineken, the Modelo of Europe.
Yeah.
It wasn't Heineken.
It was the Modelo of Germany.
It was some weird beer. I'm not a huge fan of beer, to be completely honest. I'm sorry, guys.
That's all right.
Shit, when you got salty and
those mezcal and salty.
Yeah.
You're good.
We were getting kicked out as I was doing this, so I was like, I don't know.
This is like classic Dak stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like Danger, half cab roof, like that's like this is the shit that you gotta
cheap.
Yeah. Sprinkle in.
Yep, it's a sprinkle.
Yeah. God. But still so savage. There's more to do there too. Is that roof?
But
that
exactly.
That?
Yeah, you can come from that side to it. The thing is though, dude, like I said, it's like next to like some like rec center. So they see you up on the roof and they're like on it, you know? The dude was like not psyched. Like I'm pretty sure he got everybody's license plate, so I don't know if anything's going to happen from that, but we'll see. See if I get a letter in the mail or something.
Right.
That was crazy. Yeah, it's like a bike length of landing.
That was the other thing. It's like
it's very short.
Yeah. When you land, you don't have really the time that you need to set up for the second drop. You could tell it's like
you're 2 inches away from casing and an inch away from your front wheel coming off the end.
I mean, there's not much.
There is not the best landing.
It's funny. It's funny when people, if people comment on like casing a little bit, because think about the reality of looking down at your front wheel.
Well, and then look at it was like I slightly over rotated, so it's like I'm like, dude, I'm gonna run into this fence now. Like it was hectic. It was all around hectic. So. Yeah, it's not my favorite clip, but I'm like, it was just the scenario was so hectic.
I think that goes back to what we just said.
Yeah.
You get a couple of sketchy clips.
Yeah.
You know, like there's other circumstances that are at play. You're not just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna redo that.
Yeah.
You know?
No, there was no opportunity to redo it. So, I was really stoked on this.
Yeah, this is sick.
This combo of things.
The Wally up.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the shit that like, you know,
add a little,
that makes a difference.
Yeah. Add a little something to it. It was actually lined up perfect because you could see the runway angles into it. It's not a straight angle. I'm like, oh, dude, it's like a Wally. Perfect.
Did you hurt the rail?
It just kept...
It kept bending down.
It kept bending down, yeah.
What clip was like the one that was like the sickest to you in your part that actually was like came the easiest? Like the run up was great, no security, like perfect, like spoke to you, but in the part it like... You know, it was like something you're really hyped on.
The ender.
Oh, cool.
It was, dude. It just worked. It like I have a lot of things to when we get to it to talk about it. Cool. But yeah,
I don't know if we already passed one of those.
No, I'd say
that was like Vegas.
That's L.A. That's an overlooked area of L.A.
It reminded me of Vegas for some reason, like the downtown area.
It does look like Vegas. You're right, because look at how like it's kind of gritty.
I don't know why
it totally does. The colors.
Yeah,
it's very like
downtown area.
It's very southwest, like. And it was 105 that day.
That's why it looks like Vegas.
You don't have a long sleeve on,
bro. So
still got just one layer. Wow, yeah, that is hot.
I had to bondo the ledge that I was landing on because see how rounded it is and chunky.
I was gonna say, could that thing be any worse?
Watch where my peg lands. That right there, that's all bondoed. It's like this like bluish color bondo. You could see it in the second angle a little bit more, I think.
Oh yeah, I kind of see the tone,
dude. It was so hot that day that the Bondo it was drying before I could even mold it. So it was, dude, the Bondo was almost worse than the ledge. It was like chunky and like soft and like it had hardened, but it was like all jagged.
It's funny because to me, this was like one of your filler clips I thought in the part. And then watching it again through this and hearing you talk about it and seeing it in slow, I'm like,
oh, it's
not a filler part.
It was scary.
Everybody would be like, wow, this would be really cool to do, but look how fucked up the ledge is.
Exactly.
Yeah. Every single person would say that.
Perfect. And I never noticed how fucked up that ledge is. How big the wheelchair op is when you played it in slow.
Yeah. Dude, you
went like 12 feet to the Smith.
I want to go ride that wheelchair ramp again. It's so good. It's such a poppy one. But Dude,
you're in Vegas.
Yeah. I had another rail hop to Smith that I'd filmed for my part, but it got ABD'd really? Between when I filmed it and when the part was going to come out, so I didn't use it. Yeah. It was actually, I can't even, like, I was a little bit sad, but, like, obviously not mad at anybody because it was no one's fault because it hadn't come out. No one knew that I did it, I guess. But, like, I did this one in Houston that I was really stoked on. It was like a really tall rail hop it was similar to this, but the bank was steeper and the rail hop was taller. So it was like kind of like a more rare looking setup. And dude, so Reed Stark did it on a BSD trip where the source trip. Yeah. Reed Stark did it. And then Denham comes right behind him and does like a freaking grind on his motorcycle on the ledge after. So I
vaguely remember.
I'm like, okay. I'm like, I can't be mad, dude. They did like a full
Denham jump the rail.
No, he just grinded the ledge.
Reed Stark did the rail hop to Smith, and then Denham came through on his motorcycle.
How did he hit the ledge without doing the hop?
No, he did it the other way. So the ledge was longer, and there was a kicker to it going the other way. Yeah, it was crazy. So I was like, damn it, I really liked that clip, but I was like, it's all good. I'll find another one, and yeah, found another one.
Hell yeah.
So
I was gonna try and pull it up, but I'm over it now.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Now we're zoomed in for some reason. Okay.
Dak story gave me a perfect description of what happened. You can see Reed going and the Denham coming and grinding it on his motorcycle.
Out. What is this? Zoom to fit. There we go. Does that look right? That was some weird aspect ratio.
Looks perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're back.
Very rounded ledge.
I was stoked on that one too. Dan Kruk told me about that spot.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
He was, I think he had like a knee injury and he was riding around on his road bike around Long Beach, which by the way, I'm not going to say what street that is, but that's a very like traveled street in Long Beach, but I just had never noticed it. I've been up and down that street a million times. But he was like, dude, I was riding my road bike, like I said, he was rehabbing his knee and he was like, there's this like pretty sick setup. You should go look at it. And I was like, wow, that thing's amazing.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Shout out to Dan. He is so good and so cool.
Yep.
Like such a good dude.
Solid dude.
Just laughing at how high you did the wall ride.
Yeah,
like
proper wall ride.
You know what I mean? He literally other people would have been like a foot or a foot and a half, 2 feet lower. Where like they're like diving in and they're like, all right, I'm gonna make this easy on myself.
Yeah, the scariest part was like I was like, dude, I can't pull off this wall at all because that thing is like it was like this long to land on, and if your front wheel goes over, you're gonna die.
God. And there was I remember seeing the black rainbows. Was there more than one?
Yeah. I did it twice. I did it I did it very early on in filming for the video, and I knew I could do it better, so I did it better later.
It's that wall ride critique on himself.
No, see what really happened is he redid it so he was wearing the lows in the clip, right?
No. But yeah, I guess.
But I did have them.
That's crazy.
I don't know. I just wanted to do it better. And also,
see how crazy is that?
The other spot that Calvin had filmed it from, he wanted to film it better too, which was cool. But he didn't tell me that until after I had wanted to do it better. So it worked out good. It was like, it was totally passable. But I think what happened was like maybe originally he was filming the zooming angle from like down below, and it was hard to tell when I was coming like up.
So it caught him.
So it kind of like maybe caught him a little off guard. Now
it's all right.
Yeah. So he actually got on the roof with me and filmed this angle, and I'm like so happy that.
Did he make you wear the same clothes at all?
No.
Okay. All right.
No. I didn't even have the same bike at that point.
Okay.
Yeah. It was really, dude. It was like the third thing I filmed or something.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How smooth that roof being so smooth too,
dude! It's so solid for what it is too.
I know. It's got 2 sticks underneath it supporting it. It didn't even budge.
If anybody has recommendations to keep my freaking head from bobbling so much when I land, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older and my body's breaking down, but I need help.
No,
didn't look bad.
That didn't look bad. I think you just turn into like your beanie comes over your eyes.
But I also think what happens is, especially on this setup, it was so quick that I almost didn't have time to set up.
Yeah.
But Yeah. I'm just my biggest critic, my own biggest critic.
Yeah.
You and DMC got the
you're supposed to
Vato beanie.
DMC 360, a big set, and it's just like rolling away.
He's always got the beanie in his eyes.
Is that the clip of you like looking vatoed out right there, like looking
yeah,
up?
yeah,
or probably looking at the black rainbows?
I was looking up at the rainbows.
Yeah.
I was hyped on this one too.
Yeah, that one's crazy, dude.
The thing that was scary about that rail too was like, see the uprights, they stick out so much. It was like, I was worried that like I was gonna lean in and my peg was gonna hit and it was gonna pitch me. Like I said, my brain was doing a million things, or if I was gonna like fall over the side, but it worked out. It was this one took a lot of tries.
Seems like that
could see
would take
why.
a long time to figure out.
Ooh, I was hyped on this one too.
So good. I mean, what do you say, honestly? But like, it's seriously, it's like a combination of like.
Well, I knew I wanted to have like a nose manual up some stairs in my part because I've been messing with them, and I was like, oh my gosh, you could. Originally, when I was filming this line, I was just doing the nose up and then coming around, and I was gonna do like a hanger to Smith 180, but you can't really tell, but there's like kind of a lot of shit like where you land. So I was having a hard time doing the Smith 180 and not hitting things. So I was like, dude, Calvin, I was like, what if I do the nose up the stairs to manual to hanger to Smith? And I was like, that was like in my mind, I was like, it seemed like it was out of my reach, but I started trying it and it worked within like, it wasn't even that many tries. It was like 15 or 20 tries.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
in the smoker section at the premiere, this one freaked a lot of people out. Just like the clip and this spot. Everyone's like, what the fuck is that spot?
Copenhagen came through again.
Dude, people were tripping on that.
Yeah, I was really hyped on that because, like, you know, I've seen people do like wally to ices down ledges and stuff and on ledges, but I've never seen like full wall ride, like 2 tires up to a, because you never find ledges that are as tall as me in the beginning, which isn't that tall, by the way.
It looks like some shit like, all right, simple sessions, we're going outside and do, you know how they do like the little jam thing? Like, we put our setup out here for you guys to ride. Like, it's like an up ledge or something, but you rode it like a down ledge. You did a fucking wall ride to ice.
My only complaint is there wasn't a 2 tires to fucking 3 turn down off the top.
Like riding up it?
Yeah.
If there was a runway, I would have.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
So that shuts down the smoker section. They were all like, the best up ledge ever. They were tripping out.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you can kind of tell.
You can see right there. Yeah,
see, I kind of skid out.
And I actually love this clip just for the zoom in on.
Me too.
Yeah,
Calvin killed it, dude.
He
has like this like, it's like the Illuminati eye, the all-seeing eye. He's like, oh, if I film it from here, I can get this. Right?
Yeah.
There's gonna be like 10 kids that go there to ride the best up ledge ever now. And they're like, fucking Calvin.
Yeah.
Damn, he couldn't show us that there's no run up. No run up, guys. Don't get your plane ticket.
Don't go there.
Calvin has this like cool confidence with everything.
He's just
with the filming too. He is just cool. But it's like it's not that he like, I don't know. It's like what you're talking about earlier. Like he knows he's cool, but he doesn't act like he knows he's cool. And it's like, but it translates into filming. Like it's like this confidence with the filming and the editing and the song choice. I feel like the first song choice is like a song that Calvin would have wrote to.
100%.
You know, like
he has like a very like calming. He's a calm demeanor, but calming demeanor. Like
and he saved Chris Doyle's life. Jesus Christ!
Thank God. I'm so grateful that happened.
Like,
sorry, that popped in my head.
If it wasn't for Calvin, Chris Doyle would be dead.
Damn. That is an insane. It sounds like an insane statement,
insane
but
way
that's
to
actually
say it.
factual. That is actually factual.
He's just
did he go like EMT school or something? How do you know how to save his life?
Tradie shit in Australia. It's a CPR training. Yeah, we did the feeble talk with it with him. So we discussed it in there. But yeah, trading like tradie shit in Australia.
Yeah. Which is, you know,
CPR and stuff.
Yeah, CPR. Yeah. Like you have. I actually really like how a lot of other countries do the tradie.
Oh yeah, the training thing is so
it's like,
good.
Oh yeah, you don't want to go to a college to do something you don't want to do. Go to a trade school that kind of aligns with the things that you actually would enjoy doing.
And it's like at 16 too. A lot of the countries. Under the Commonwealth,
and then it's like you come out making good money and you come out being of service to other people and learning shit that can help you in real life outside of plumbing. Like he was a plumber, but he learned CPR.
Yeah.
I went to, granted I didn't go to college, but all through school, I didn't learn anything about a lot of the things that can help other people.
Yeah.
I didn't learn CPR. I didn't learn about
such an
taxes.
American thing. Like, why would you help anybody else?
Yeah, I know, for reals. Yeah. So,
what was it like going to a middle school with Hoder?
Oh, dude, how crazy is that, bro? I'm so glad he talked about all that.
So, all right, Calvin really saved Chris Doyle's life.
Yeah. Okay. For those that don't know.
Yes, that really happened.
Yeah, that really happened.
That's
so, first of all, shout out to Calvin.
Yeah.
For everything he
really
does.
did that.
Yeah.
In particular, that
he filmed the fuck out of that clip, and he saved Chris.
And he saved Chris Doyle's life.
I think I've heard that, but I had to be like, did he really?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he was the one.
Really did.
Okay, so yeah, for the people that don't know, when Doyle went into cardiac arrest, he literally passed out and hit his head, and it was on a kink trip. They just got done riding a ditch. Like Doyle, literally did a wall ride, turned down, wrenched it, and everything else. Comes out, Doyle falls over out of nowhere. Calvin just had CPR training, had some medical training, and he literally did what he was supposed to do to save Chris's life until the medic showed up. Without Calvin, Doyle would not be here. Pretty much definitively. Which is insane.
Yeah.
So just we were saying it in a joking sense, but it is real.
That's why I asked that question, because I've heard it a couple times. I'm like, is that a joke?
Yeah, people. Really it's crazy. Yeah, I guess in my head, it's that's common knowledge. But for the people that don't know, that is real. That actually happened. So
I want to learn how to do it.
So
it's just I don't know. It's like
some training is good.
People like to.
It's so funny because I thought about this I thought about this 2 days ago. I was like, I wanted to do CPR training
because
I never
we
did
are
it,
always out.
I fucking need to do it.
If you're near EMTs and stuff, it's okay. Normal people, but we are out in the ditches and out in the trails and the woods. Just a little
good point.
Because I feel some CPR. Just knowing the basics.
Just a couple survival things to help people. Yeah, that's incredible, And yeah, like you were saying,
fuck if Calvin wasn't on that trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
That's the thing. People
it's very rare that kind of shit happens.
Go watch the people talk that I did, because it was Doyle was on it, and I had Calvin come down, and they both talked about it. So you get the full. You can kind of get
it's real
the full story. It's real. It's 100% real. It was a tearjerker.
Yeah, it's definitely emotional, but I mean, rightfully so. It's we have one of the most iconic people in BMX
just die in front of the whole kink team,
nearly pass away, and then we have an absolute legend and one of the coolest dudes that I'm so grateful that BMX has him and we have him in our lives, who happened to be there and was able to be of service to another legend. It's just
so sick.
People.
So funny how we went from this clip, I know. But seriously, it's so real. Yeah, it's funny.
It's not on up ledge. Calvin saved Chris Doyle's life.
I filmed the shit out of that clip. I thought, and Dakota went to middle school with Hoder.
I went to middle school with Hoder.
Did you actually remember him?
Absolutely, dude. No,
did you not? I guess that was a dumb question.
Always had Northwest since he was
dude. Yeah, I tattooed that on him. No, dude. No, it's super crazy. It was think about I don't know, being in school. It's anytime anybody would I don't know, either start riding or move and start going to school at the same place you did that road, it was you were instantly friends, So it was oh, this dude rides. He's the homie, So it was everything he said was true. It was shoot, we'd ride to school together. We'd hang out. We would ride Hidden Valley. We'd ride sheep together. All of that. And it's even the stories that I forgot, dude, the bike, Miranda selling him the bike. Dude, the other thing was someone else, I'm not going to mention their name, but another one of the Huntington locals tried to sell, I believe it was to Hoder. If not, it was someone else in our crew, tried to sell a cracked frame to one of them. And we're dude, this thing's cracked. What do you mean, bro? Yeah, so no, it's really cool. I don't know.
It's just a weird connection.
Everything that we're talking about right now, even talking about Doyle and Calvin and Hoder, it's the connections you make from BMX and the friendships you make, and dude, it's insane how it all lines up and it all starts making sense. And I don't know, man, I trip on life, and people like to chalk it up to oh, it's just random occurrences. Dude, there's something beyond that. Whether you believe in a higher power or what the universe is doing or whatever, it's to completely downplay the things that happen in life to that level is, in my mind, is crazy.
Well, I've always said a geo-tagging thing. If you could actually geotag your life in the sense of like how you traveled around the country, and then because I've had an intersection with like somebody I grew up with in San Diego at a park in Southern Oregon at 5 a.m. You know, like, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing here? You know, and it's like we were like this all over the country, and then we finally were just like, like intersected, you know, and it's like, it's insane.
Tell me that's random.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess some things are, but a lot of things in my mind, it can't be, dude.
Yeah.
It can't be.
And then the other thing,
theories, man.
The other,
I know it's all theories. I know
we can get real existential here.
We gotta have like an unclicked, and then
I'm about to pour the beer on the laptop again, and we're just fucking.
We'll do DAC 2.0. Let's talk about theories.
Yeah.
I think every piece of energy vibrates, man, and everybody vibrates a little differently.
The other thing from the Hoder podcast,
vibrate around the same
it came out.
Vibrations.
It came out today. Was that that jam that I talked about? I was like the guy, like the winner got the hooker in the woods.
Oh yeah.
The guy posted the photo, Andrew Carpenter. He posted a clip and he's like, no, there was a hooker. And he was like, click this video. There's a photo at the end of this of the guy doing it. And I'm not going to mention his name.
So that really did happen.
There's literally insane.
Is it?
And I was,
dude, I just didn't.
By the way, I was.
Because he's doing
you
a
didn't
bunch
even
of
make
other
it to that.
fun
You probably
shit.
didn't make it to that part. The Fenwick Jam or whatever it was.
I was gonna say, bro, how random is this? I was there.
When I was there.
That was right.
Vibrations.
That was right when I moved to the Northwest, and I was like, oh, there's a jam going on. I have to go because I don't know anybody here. And it was like, bro, I went to that jam. I saw you. I was like, that's Ryan Fudger.
I had no idea you were there.
No,
that is
which
insane.
is fine because I
was there because Darren Reed was taking me to the airport, and he's like, yo, there's actually a jam at this park. He's like, it's gonna be fucking funny. And he took me there. I was just standing there, and there's like 2 300-pound dudes like throwing each other around in the parking lot into cars, and they're fighting in the bowl and shit. And apparently, like I said, the winner of the jam gets the girl in the woods.
Who the heck organized that part, though, dude?
Hey, I've said it like 4 times in this podcast, man. I love the Northwest, but
dude, it
ain't
wild.
the same.
It is wild,
wild
up there.
And I was like,
it's like,
okay, I'll go to the airport now.
Yeah, yeah, I'm out, bro.
Nice
I'm going back to
but there's
sunny Southern California. Yeah. No, that's so crazy because I remember I was like, you know, obviously like growing up around in Huntington Beach and like watching, either seeing you shooting photos at events or like seeing clips on San Diego BMX of you riding and stuff. I'm like, I knew who you were when I was there. I was like, oh, that's Ryan Fudger. But I'm like, dude, I don't know anybody. I'm not going to go up and talk to him. Yeah.
Funny.
So I was there. So I'm listening to this podcast on the way here, and you're talking about a scenario that was crazy as hell, and I was there, and it's 1,000 miles from here. Dude, this is so weird. It's Inception.
About that wallride ice.
The wallride ice. Yeah.
That was one of the best tangents ever.
I love Bruno.
I love it. I was
Bruno
gonna say
in the background.
Yeah. You could see when the moment you got on the wall, he's just like, yes. I don't know if we can.
I had to milk that one to make it work, dude. That bank was barely there. I was like, no, it is a bank to wall.
It's funny because when I first watched the clip, I was like, okay, tooth 180. I'm like, that's oh shit, like definitely hits you out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, you keep going with that one.
Like,
what the hell?
Real quick with like, you know, the grind to 180s to like half cab walls. That's like, I was thinking about it and I'm like, everybody progresses in different ways, right? It's like maybe you can add another bar spin or you could add another 180 or you could add another turn to whatever. But it's like, I think for me at this stage in my life, it's like combining stuff that I really like and trying to find setups to where you can make it work, you know? So it's like, I've never, even after that day, we filmed that was early on in the project. I haven't found anywhere else where I could do a hanger 180 half cab wall to fakie. So it's like,
and hanger 180 was like a fucking back half of your section clip like 5 years ago. You know, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like just that clip alone, let alone the connecting it to an extremely technical, fucking impossible wall ride.
Right. Yeah. So I think, I don't know. I'm like, I start, I don't know, when I start breaking down my riding and where I'm at, it's like, I actually, you know, I have a lot of self-doubt issues that I am constantly working on, but like, I'm very content with where I'm at after this project and looking at it and being like, yeah, whatever. Like, I'm progressing in my own way, and I'm grateful that I'm able to, and I'm grateful that I'm able to still do this, and I'm grateful that I'm able to link tricks that I really like together and feel good about it, and not just doing something because someone else did it, you know, which is, I'm guilty of sometimes. I'm like, oh, like, you know, I see other people doing things that I'm like, I should probably do that in order to keep up or whatever. But it's like, then something like this reels me back in, you know? Yeah. So I'm grateful, you know, that that's the direction I'm going.
I think BMX needs you to stay in your lane. You know what I mean?
Like it's like, that's what I always have to remind myself. I'm like, I don't want to see anybody I'm a fan of, like any rider that I'm a fan of or skateboarder or whatever. I don't want to see things from them that are like, granted, I love seeing people like do different things and being like, oh yeah, maybe I'll tap into this avenue, but I don't want like Dennis to change his whole personality because someone else is doing other tricks and he thinks he should be doing them. I want Dennis to do what Dennis is doing, you know? And I hope to God that is what people are thinking about the stuff that I'm putting out and doing, you know?
It is.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitively. Thank you. Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Yeah, because I had a lot of like, not old homies, but like homies that maybe like the 2015 era, like Connor Lotus, you know, people who are like, dude, Dak's part was sick. You know, people who like were in the game, but now they're like a little outside of it, but they still BMX and ride bikes. That were like, damn, like it's cool to see Dak still like progressing his riding. You know?
That's really cool.
Like I've heard that a few times from my like 2010, 2015 kind of homies.
Just using Doyle. It's like we don't need to see Doyle do a 720 turn down. We just need to see him do a 3.
I would want to see Doyle.
That's kind of his
lane. What I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
Like,
you know what I'm saying.
He's got
Doyle?
6 720s and he's got 6 3 turn
that
downs.
example, because I want to see that.
All right, you know
that
what
would
I meant.
be the best 7 turn down in the world.
All right. Rewind.
You don't want to see him do a cash roll.
Do you know what? You know what I want to see?
Like something that's just like, you don't need to do
hold on. You know what I want to see Doyle do more of? Down. Those posts that he did on Instagram the other day with Brian Foster behind him, and he did the narration.
Yeah.
That was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my whole life.
That's the real Doyle.
Chris Doyle, listen, if you are listening to this podcast, please,
7 turn
for the
down.
love of God, 7 turn down, and keep doing those posts where you are narrating what's going on. Brian Foster being behind you, you being like, yeah, that's a clicked. You know what I'm saying?
So good.
Sick.
So good. And restart your podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that too.
Yeah.
He had like a
Palaver.
Yep.
The name's hard to say.
Yeah.
Palaver?
So I had to go there twice for that one. First time, it was, dude, we had an unusually...
This one's nice with it.
Yeah.
Thank you. We had an unusually warm summer in California. So some of the days that I was out filming, and sorry to Jeff Z and Calvin for dragging you out. First day we went here was over 100 degrees, and I tried it for 2 hours, and there's zero shade, as you can tell.
Yeah.
So empty
and you got a long sleeve and a beanie.
But that was the second time I went, because the first time I got too hot, I was overheating. Like I was like literally getting like physically ill. So I had to go back when it was a little bit cooler, as you can tell, long sleeve beanie.
Okay, later on.
Yeah. But yeah, I was stoked on that. It was, you know, it was hard because that runway sucked. It's like literally like coming around that corner and pedaling, getting as many cranks in as you can to get up to that was a pain. But
I think you made it look so good that it looks like it was like a park setup or something like that. Like literally looked like nonchalant. Like other than that pedal up, like the pedals up, like it just like it looks so good.
It's funny because like when I was rolling away, I still like was like surprised. I was like, "Oh, it's done!
Yeah.
Like it's over. I don't have to do this anymore." Dude, this scared me. Okay, I know people do savage things on, you know, whatever 25 stair rails or whatever, but he tire rode that rail.
Did he?
The middle one.
Oh yeah, he did.
He tire rode that middle one, but the one that I grind and
it's taller. Yeah.
All day long, what Killian did there was way gnarlier than what I did there. Yeah. All day long, no, in any way, shape, or form am I taking away from that. That was just scary to me because that thing was like this high over bar, and I was like, if I wasn't very confident when I was doing it. That's why I'm like so leaned in, like a double peg on a quarter pipe. I'm like, I don't want to fall over the other side.
But that's what makes you Dak. That's like the sickest shoulder high 25 stair rail ever. It's gnarly, but then you're also doing the cuttiest stuff ever. Like that's your style. You don't just stick to you're street as fuck.
Thank you. The other thing was it's like you can kind of hear it in the clip. It's not really even a rail, it's a fence. There's like bumps like Listen.
Yeah, I know. I could see what that rail is. Yeah. It's not a cool rail. That's a scary rail. Because that rail hangs out over those uprights that aren't as wide as it, right? So it's kind of like razor bladed.
Yes, it's super razor bladed. You could, it's like, it's literally digging into my peg.
But then the wide uprights are the ones that are as wide.
Yes.
So it's like you could lean into those and get caught up in them.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a whole different, like Killian's tie ride, yes, fucking banger. But your rail is a whole different spot.
That's what I hope people see that know that Killian did that. It was like, because
look what Calvin did right there. That's made it so sad.
Dude, the sad face, it's so good.
Is that him? He really wrote that?
No,
but I'm sure he made sure to show the hell out of it.
That was like Calvin's like cone. Like he brings a sad face.
Oh, and it's crying even.
So I went here. Man, this one has like a crazy backstory too. I've been wanting to do this for
nothing. You just looked at me. Sorry, he looked at me. So
why are you guys looking at me?
I thought he looked at me.
I thought Fudge was gonna like, I gotta go to sleep, man.
Yeah,
it's been 4 hours going on. Like another backstory.
No, we'll wrap it up. We'll wrap it up.
No, don't wrap it up.
So I've been too scared. I was too scared to try this for like well over probably closer to 2 years.
Yeah.
Even though
looking at it is pause, thinking about trying that.
So you're
think about every pro that has ever been to Southern California has been to this spot.
That's a famous one.
I was so freaking scared to try it, but I wanted to do it so bad. And I was even like, originally I did a Smith into it, like early on into filming. And I was like, yeah, we can use that, whatever. But like,
and the only other person, somebody did Feeble into it. Or somebody did ice into it? Somebody's had something into it, right?
The only thing that I heard of was maybe, I think Albert had been looking at doing a grind into it. That's what Jeff Z said.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone had done any grinds into it.
I could be wrong.
But I'm BMX ignorant to a lot of things.
So yeah, I wanted to do the hanger, but I was like, I can't get myself to do it because it's like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, you know, God forbid my back end drops too early. I'm going face first. I'm gonna bite the edge of that thing. You know, it's built to be bitten. Like, but so
you did it perfect, dude. So the slow-mo doesn't even do it justice because the real-time clip, it looks smooth.
Yeah, but so I did it twice, 2 different days when I did the hanger. The first day I didn't like the way I do it, so I went back and as you can see, it's all wet. It was like right after rain. Like crazy rain in California. I like had to go to 7-Eleven. I bought kitty litter. I had my like electric like.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah,
I can
my
see
leaf
it's
blower.
like the part you're landing is like dusty, and then the stairs in front.
I had to dry all that out, dude. Yeah.
Details, dude. You did it so good.
Thanks, dude. I was stoked. The other hard part was like I would land in it, and then it would put me back up into the stairs, and I was like, I don't want to like run into the stairs, so. To get it like the way I had it in my mind, it was a little bit of a mission.
I feel like the scenario, like the way the clips are stacked, it's kind of like it's like spot usage, Burley, spot usage, Burley. You know, like it's cool how it's like put together. I don't know if that was probably conscious. I'm sure Calvin watched all of this.
Yeah, Calvin's a master. He's mastermind. So
that's another thing about you having 14 months to film this. Calvin has 14 months to like put this together in his head.
Yeah. He probably started laying it out. It's my only San Diego County clip, bro.
What? Yeah. I knew that was in San Diego. Shit.
I had to ask for that spot, the outledge. So Dane Berman ended up, professional skateboarder Dane Berman, a good friend of mine. He ended up tracking it down for me because I saw some skater. See, a skateboarder cut out that top rail.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So they like to do tricks over it, I guess. I think someone ollied it. Maybe someone else did something else. But I was like, dude, originally I was like, the wall ride would be sick over that, you know? And then I got the pin and I went there. I was like, dude, there's no way you can wall ride it. There's not enough room.
Yeah, it's too short.
It's so weird how... Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
I was going to say, like, how our brains work. We ride so many spots that, like, I knew that was San Diego.
It looks like
for
it.
some reason. I don't know
there's
why.
always little cues.
I did not think it was LA.
Cues,
I didn't think it was anywhere. San Diego. Like, that's how they build shit for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then I was like, I had to like, felt like I had to hustle to get here to do it because I saw they were doing a bunch of construction.
You even hopped early to get over that?
Dude.
That first rail?
The first time.
Oh, yeah. You did every inch of it.
Yeah. The first time. Whoa. Yeah, it's close. Wow. I didn't realize. Damn. I didn't realize how close it was.
You didn't feel that out before?
I did. It didn't look like it, though.
Damn. Yeah, because you probably land a little pressure on the pegs.
Exactly.
Even deeper.
Yeah.
Dude, you were right over.
Why did you grind early?
There's not enough room to go off of. Okay, so it's skinny. So I had to jump before how narrow it was.
Yeah.
So I was basically like having a gap to pegs it.
Oh.
And it was freaking scary.
Plus, you could go faster too.
Yeah, I needed to go fast. The first time I did it, I went too slow, and I cased the curb, and I looped out, and I almost like smacked my head on the curb.
That was that's in the intro as well.
Yeah, like so close.
That clip looks really gnarly from that 1 second of the fall.
It's weird. It looked so much worse than it was. Like I was like fine,
it looked
but
wild.
It scared the hell out of me, dude. Do you ever, Dennis? I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this. Do you ever like still feel scared for a couple days even after you do something? Like I was still shook even though I got up and landed it. Like I was like couldn't stop this is probably just the way my brain works. I couldn't stop thinking of how like dangerous the first slam was. It was weird. I couldn't stop playing it over and over.
Yeah. I mean, I think the recent fall, I feel like I'm like, oh, I'm fucking old. Why am I doing this? You know, but I don't know. Like, I don't know,
it was just something that like
scary stuff though.
Yeah, it was in my mind for a while
make you
after.
Overthink it like crazy.
Yeah. For sure.
It's that survival thing in you that keeps us alive.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's the fun side. It's like do all this.
Why doesn't Dennis have that?
Oh yeah, I do.
He just manages. I think everybody has it. Some people just manage it better than others, and then
a little dumber than y'all.
No, I don't think you're dumber. I think you're actually really smarter.
Is. No.
Yeah.
Okay. We should do
IQ test. I'd be like, Wah.
We should do it right here one of these days, though. Before the next video part comes out.
On the video part?
Yeah,
it'd be fun.
One of these.
I'm down.
Like get Rich to send those clips.
Have a good co-host.
Yeah.
Could I?
That would be awesome. Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah.
Pretty much
to go over your part?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd freaking love that.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
With Oskar Blues, man, we could do this every night. As long as we got a good guest and a good topic, let's do it.
This was a lot of work.
This is crazy.
A lot of work.
So how does this come about? How do you think of this?
So I'd seen a couple people like off and on hit this spot over the years, but I never knew where it was. And it was one of those ones that would like pass by in a video. Like I think like, you know, Boy or somebody would ride it from LA and I'm like, dude, that thing looks sick. Like maybe I'll make it there one day, but never really had anything in mind for it. I was driving around one day spot searching and I just drove by it and I was like, oh, there's that spot, sick. So I pulled over to look at it. Bro, it's funny when I looked at my camera reel after that day, I took like 10 photos of it from all these different angles because I'm like, it's so sick. I got to figure something out for this spot, you know? So I was like, oh, dude, I think the Hanger 180 tire slide will work here. You know, it's like kind of built for it. And yeah, so I went back with Calvin to try it. I had to go there 3 or 4 times to do it.
Do you brick rub it before you wax it for something like that? Because, I mean, you're doing tire slide. You want it to be glass, obviously.
I didn't brick rub it.
No.
I just waxed the hell out of it the first time. The first day I tried it, I was getting close really early on. And it was because, again, it was a really hot day. It was 105. And the wax was melting. So it basically made it like it was ice, you know? So, yeah. So the first day, I tried it for like an hour in the heat, hour and a half in the heat. And then I slammed so bad on my shoulder one time that I couldn't, like, I thought I, like, wrecked my shoulder. It was, like, wrecked for a while. But thankfully it wasn't too bad. I did, like, a little bit of therapy on it, and it was, like, I was able to ride in, like, a week. Got better. And then I went back another time, and we got kicked out. And then I went back another time, and I couldn't do it. And then, like, the 4th time was the same day I did the line where I did the nose manual up the stairs to manual to Hanger to Smith. And I was just like fired up, you know, just like super juiced. And I was like, all right, let's go to the Hanger 180 tire slide. And I wasn't getting anywhere near it the day that I landed it, anywhere near it. it was because it was like a little bit colder this day and the wax wasn't melting. So I had to like wax the heck out of it and get it like super icy. Cause what would happen was this, my tire would hit and I would just get pitched, because when you do a hanger 180, you're not in this position. You're in this position, you know, you're in like the opposite of where you would be to do a normal tire slide. See, I'm kind of falling this way. You can't slide if you're going that way.
Yeah.
So I had to figure that out, and then I had to get it really buttered up.
You had to like under rotate it.
Yeah.
Almost, huh?
So I started thinking about it more like, I love it. I started fresh haircut too, so it's like I'm all like my head's all shaved, and then I have like my beanie sitting on top. Oh, it looks so funny. Yeah. So then I figured it out. I was like,
I want to watch it real time first, and then I'll.
God. Oh, so much work.
That rollout must have felt so fucking good, because there's one moment where you're like, it gets a little wild.
I almost didn't, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, am I gonna be able to pull this one? And then it came around, and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
See that grate that I was landing on?
In the video part, is that slow mode?
It's just
it is,
quick,
yeah.
just a quick little.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like that. See that grate?
Yeah, right
the
there.
grate I landed on? Dude, see all the holes in it? I would land on it sometimes, it would break. And I was like, dude, this thing's going to break and my tire's going to go in there. Like, yeah. And then the other thing that was happening was the...
So crazy, like, it's like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stairs, a little rail and a little ledge, and like, how fucking hard this trick is, you know? Like,
so hard.
Dude, I love these.
See how buttered it up it is right there, though?
Like,
you could see the fresh mark. You're waxing it every single time?
Every like 2 tries, I'd wax it. Yeah.
Shout out to Boy too. He was so sick to see him at the premiere.
Dude,
man.
I was so stoked. Boy came with his son too. His son rides.
I met his son.
He's sick.
And when I got like put on volume, he was like already on volume. So it was like beginning of my BMX days, and he was at your premiere, and he came and said what's up to me. Like we hung out the day before.
Boy's an energy.
So sick.
He's an energy, dude.
I haven't seen you in years, dude.
I've never
such a cool guy.
I've never like seen that dude and not wanted to just smile.
Yeah,
like he's just like got like a cool energy about him. You know, he's just down. You know, he's just like kind of seems like easygoing and like down to ride and down to hang and funny as hell. Like hanging out with him and like E-Man back in the day was like.
I haven't seen E-Man in forever, but he was another
one. He's like a cowboy.
He was sick.
He's
a cowboy now.
He's a cowboy.
Nice.
Legitimately a cowboy, yeah. But yeah, hanging out with those two dudes like was like so sick back then.
What does that mean? He legitimately, I think
he's like
he's a cowboy, but like
he has.
I think he's in Baja, right?
I don't know if he's in. No, he still lives in L.A.
Is he still in L.A.? Okay,
dude,
I could be wrong.
Maybe
there ain't no
he is.
cowboys in L.A.
Yeah,
he looked.
Dude,
he looked.
You were going you were going to the wrong areas of L.A., my friend. Go to East L.A. Go to like Montebello.
So
all that.
out way deep.
East.
Though.
Yeah,
deep.
just like East LA. Not that deep, dude. Like
just East LA and there's cowboys.
Yes.
Really?
Bro, yes.
I'm pretty ignorant with LA.
Yeah. It's pretty sick, dude. They like really like
Corona?
It's like
so you got to get deep out there.
It's kind of like Corona in that way, dude.
Oh, so you don't have to go that far though.
No. Dude, I'm talking about
I don't know
Los
what he's
Angeles.
talking about. Yeah.
No way.
I've never been to that part of East LA, but I'm not saying. But you go to like Spring Valley. There's the same thing. Like there's those horses by the Sweetwater and stuff like that.
SD though. Like,
yeah, you don't have to go that far east. It's pretty sick, dude. They're like they really like.
So like where we were riding that ditch where that guy like pressed us, is that where the cowboys are, or is it further than that?
Because you could go like Bellflower and
LA.
shit. People ride horses by.
Dude, yes, you could be riding that Carruthers skate park in Bellflower, and people just cruise by on a horse. Yeah,
yeah, because it does kind of like go up to those mountains.
Yeah, but like I saw his Instagram and I was like, dude, he looks like he is like in it. He's like a rodeo.
He's in it.
Like he is like a full blown cowboy.
I just thought it was
like the beginning. I just thought it was Baja. I didn't like fucking dive in. You know,
it might be because I don't know either. I mean, all I know is like.
But shout out to him. Like
shout out to him.
E-Man and Boy when I was so young, they were so cool. When I first got on volume, like fuck, I love.
They were so They were like.
And it was so cool to see him at the premiere.
Yeah,
and
they coined an entire style for LA.
Oh, dude, 100%. You watch like that LA scene report and props, like it's like. That style, you know, them and like I think even like Raul, like Barney, Maron,
like
Skylar Ellington,
bikes back
then. All those dudes. They had like a really cool thing going on. You know, it was sick. So shout out to those dudes.
Shout out to the Hangar Tire Slide. Ooh, shit. You went to the best rail school ever.
That rail is like the best thing that's ever existed.
That school is like the best thing
that school's
that's
insane.
ever existed. Shout out to Christian Regal.
I couldn't not think of the market video like damn near the whole time we were there.
Because that's like, Christian Regal, man. That whole school is Christian Regal.
Yeah.
Is that the famous rollerblade?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
That's so funny. That roof is recognizable. You did the roof, and you did it too. Yeah,
something on the same thing.
He doesn't remember. See?
I do. I know it was a roof. The rollerblade thing. I don't know what I did.
You barred into the roof,
something,
and then dropped off.
Yeah,
but you didn't land on the handicap rail like the rollerblader did.
He went off of the roll-in and landed ripped on
the rail, dude.
Kiko,
so bad.
If you can find that clip, the Kiko's the guy editing Francisco. If you can find that clip, please throw it in. But
type in rollerblader.
That was like real TV shit, like before internet.
Yeah.
Like, real TV, like.
No, that was like when you would see like random clips pop up on like those sketchy websites. Like, what was the one that always like
E-Bombs World?
E-Bombs World and stuff.
It's bad. The guy might have died.
Dude, it was so bad. I would see that. I would see like
the black web.
Did you ever see the crash of the dude that tried to jump the leap of faith on rollerblades?
No.
Yeah,
and he clipped both his feet in like. You know what gap I'm talking about?
Blading
is
the
sickest shit ever, and
that's
it's so hard to
Lama.
find the modern blading. So if anyone knows where we could watch modern blading, because everything I know about blading is like old school shit.
Oh, dude, I can put you on. I watch rollerblade stuff.
What's like the best?
Dude, they have like this. There's one called.
Can show you new videos like ourbmx.
I'll send it to you. I actually was just looking at it this morning. I don't remember the name. I think it's called like bladelife.tv or Blade. I'll send it to you.
I know that one. That one's like kind of old school though. They don't show like modern shit.
This dude was grinding a kink rail on rollerblades, jumped off the middle of it, and flew like 10 feet over to a wall to like wall ride. Like did something I would dream to do on a bicycle.
Okay, you need to send me that.
It's fire. I'm gonna send it to you. Yeah. Anyways,
tangent cast.
I don't discriminate, bro. Like people do cool things on so many different things.
We used to back in the day. Barnes and Noble, that fucking Daily Bread magazine was based in San Diego.
Yeah,
but every single photo was it was a rollerblade magazine, and it was based in San Diego. So every single photo was in San Diego, but they would try to make it look like it wasn't in San Diego. So they'd be like Linda Vista, Mission Hills, like these like small little. You're like, all right, well that's a 3 square mile area.
So you'd be able to find them.
Go through and find the spot, and then just go to it. Like, you're like super easy.
It's awesome.
You know, it was like free spots monthly. You know, like so. But
love it.
Yeah. How many tries?
That was a little bit. It wasn't too terrible. I mean, I was probably trying it for like an hour, maybe an hour and some change. Dude, it was really hard to get over the top, centered enough to do the hanger. Like, I think I did the ice all the way through one time, and then like the ice to hanger worked like pretty quick after. But this is like one of those. This is kind of like what I was talking about earlier, like a build on something that you've already done. Like, I love doing ice to hangers on kink trails. Like, I just think that's like a really cool feeling trick. It's like manual to nose, whatever. But I've never found a triple kink trail to do it on. And I always wanted to ride this, and we were there. I was like, oh, this is it. Yeah. Let's do it, you know? So
shout out to Calvin, looking fucking cool as hell, and just incognito back
there. Chilling. That day was sick. I was when we went on that trip, it was like me, Calvin, Nathan, Corey, and Pete, because Nathan's been working on a cinema project with Pete for a while now. So
should be mellow.
Should be super mellow. Like, yeah, I've seen some of the stuff. It's mostly like skate park flat ledge sessions, you know, super mellow. Nothing crazy.
He's a real chill
super
guy,
chill.
You know.
No, dude, that dude
doesn't go too hard with stuff and keeps it mellow.
He was like, he went to Houston with us as well. Because like, I'm just like, dude, I'm going on these trips. I'm like,
it's gotta be hard.
What's that?
It gotta be hard to be alone on something like that. Yeah.
That and like, I'm like, I don't know. It's like, hit up your homies and be like, yo, you want to come on this trip? You know? So it's like, whether it's for the same sponsor or not, like, it works out good because Calvin films kink stuff. So it's like, oh, you go on this trip and you can save your stuff for kink, and then like I'm filming for my Vans part. It's like, it works out great, and I love being around those dudes, so it's really cool. But yeah, the NorCal trip was a super fun one. That was like, he invited me on that trip. And then like the other ones was like me inviting him on my Vans trips. So like it was like the other way around. It was sick. So,
that's cool.
Yeah.
I feel like most people don't realize that stuff like that happens.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sick.
Like, yeah, like, oh yeah, you guys are not on. Oh, okay.
Oh
yeah. We all just try and everybody gets to work together with the people that they want to. It's sick.
Oh, yeah.
I've jumped on so many random trips.
It's the
like
best.
Some of the best ones.
It's the best.
Like, with a whole different squad.
Yep. NorCal again.
So sick.
Oh, dude, I was so scared.
So the one thing I didn't notice until the second time was the stopper.
Yeah, so I had to do it before that stopper.
Yeah.
I didn't
There's
take
two
off
of
the
them.
other stopper though.
You could
Oh, you took the other one.
and you
No,
were
I
so
didn't
locked
take.
in.
I didn't take that. There was just no stopper right there.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but I was like, I was at the point where like I almost jumped over because I felt like I was getting too steep. Because that ledge, it's like it's not crazy steep, but it's steep enough to where when you're in a nose, you feel a little out of control.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I didn't jump off.
I mean, obviously the steepness is like what makes the clip too.
Yeah.
It's like that. Like
I was like,
I feel
please
like
hold on.
I feel like you've always been that nose manual, like that. Like there's so many where
Sometimes.
you're like
Others I'm like
I'm thinking of like the triple bench or something like that, where you're like, oh, it was at the very end where you like, if this wasn't a down ledge, where you land nose,
pop off and land nose. Yeah,
I love those.
Me
those
too.
are my favorite.
Me
clips,
too. Some
where
people are
it's
like, oh, it's sketchy. I'm like, dude, it looks sick when
I
people
think
land
it
on their
looks
front
sick.
wheel.
I love it.
I'm down for it.
Yeah. See, I'm glad we agree on shit like
Yeah.
that, because that's like.
Yeah,
That wasn't the feeble, obviously, right there. You could tell the feeble was a little off. I'm just joking. I'm just fucking with you.
Hey,
It's
bro.
It's B-roll. Shot after the fact. Shut the fuck up.
You're right. It was. I'm surprised I even had
That's
energy to do it after.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just such an iconic
Dude.
spot too, isn't it?
Is it it's the one that Corrali used to ride before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stanford.
Yeah, that Stanford hub.
Yeah.
It's like just. Yeah.
That's where the Andrew Reynolds gap is.
No.
No,
That's
I'm blanking. That's
Sacramento.
Berkeley.
Berkeley.
That's Berkeley.
Yeah.
All right.
Jameson in the
Been
background.
a long time. Yeah.
I'm glad
you can just
Jam-
recognize
yeah.
his bark.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got a JMO cameo.
This one's sick, dude. Wallride 3 in the sky.
So this is the part of the video when the song's playing. You're like, is that the banger? You know, like you're like when the first time you watch it, I'm like, oh, like that was sick. Like it was fucking steep as fuck. Like, is that the banger? And then you're like, it shows you on a roof, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, all right. And I didn't even think so I get that emotion when I watch it, and then first DMC, of course, we haven't talked about DMC.
Yep.
But dude, it's so fucking huge, such a cool fucking setup. My favorite thing of the entire clip is, and you probably know what I'm gonna do, but the
Aiming for the concrete path.
Just the shockwave of these shingles.
Oh yeah, it's pretty
basically,
crazy.
just
All
like-
the dust
yeah.
bouncing off.
I don't think I don't know if it's dust. I get it's probably dust, but for me, I was thinking it was like you know when the nuclear bomb goes off and it like shoots across the land. That's what I'm thinking of.
Like literally like the vibration.
Yeah, like it shoots and it like shakes the shingles. That's what like when you slow-mo it looks like it like see it like.
Oh yeah, you're right, because
Yeah.
the ones down below come up,
Yeah,
kinda.
it's the shingles like vibrating.
Whoa, it's like
Yeah.
a wave, like literally a wave.
Mhm.
Yeah, crazy.
Sorry, I'm such a nerd.
No, you're
What?
not. It's just
Vibrations,
sick.
man.
It's all vibrations.
It's all vibrations.
It's all
bro.
vibrations.
That was crazy.
Yeah, and then I like landed, and I was like, "Oh, I got to get back to the concrete path. I don't want to land in the grass."
Dennis is gonna talk shit.
Oh wow, we're already here.
Hold
It
on, I gotta
fucking hits
I gotta
that,
tell
yeah.
you a story about the other roof clip.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's second last clip?
yeah,
Yeah.
Is it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was second last clip. Hell yeah.
So, dude, so another homeless encampment right below
Is
the
there
Yeah, I
landing.
saw that.
So
That's another DAC house.
that's another. I lived there for a little
Posted
bit.
up to
Are
fix
those
the
your
spot
cones?
up.
Those are my cones. No,
Yeah.
I didn't do all that, bro. The funny thing that happened here though was like
I didn't notice that.
I went to. Oh, this is the. By the way,
You
this
noticed
is
those crazy vibrations, but you didn't notice.
Yeah,
the
I think I
house
was
and-
focused on that. Yeah, I didn't.
I
Notice
didn't notice
that.
what you were looking at, but I was
Yeah.
like, wow, there's an encampment underneath like a church.
All right.
This is the day after I was trying to switch hanger into the ditch and falling on my ass super
Oh.
hard. Too.
What?
Yeah, like this was like This was like less than 24 hours after that.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like smoked, but I'm like, I have to finish my part. And I really want to do, I went to Redondo Beach to try something and there was a car parked in the way. And I was like, what else do I have? What else do I have? I'm going through my photos. I'm like, there's this crazy roof thing. I've only driven by it. I've never looked at it. Like it'd be sick to get a trick there. And we show up and there's like,
so sick.
It's so cool looking.
So cool.
But dude, so what? Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say that's my immediate thought is that's what separates like the men from the boys type thing, you know, like where you're like, well, that's the part. My ass is fucking bruised. Like I'm done, you know. And then
12 hours,
24 hours
6
later,
hours,
looking for spots, and then going like, well, I'm gonna fucking make this happen, you know. Like I don't know. I think that's what separates.
It's a curse and a blessing, dude. It's kind of a sickness at times, but yeah. So, dude, so we got there and I'm like, okay, there's like one car in the parking lot. It's not a big deal. Like should be okay. Yeah. And there's literally a homeless lady living right there. Right there. So I get on the roof on the backside because I'm like, oh, I don't want her to see me get on the roof. I just wanted to get up there to look at the spot. She noticed me out of the corner of her eye and I see her like pointing at me and like talking to somebody in the window and being like, hey, like there's somebody up on the roof. Like, I don't know exactly what she said, but it was like something like that. And I was like, dang, dude, like they're about to come out and I'm up on the roof. So I like quickly tried to get down and I ended up like kind of falling like off the roof, like getting down. I went to step on this box and got a little weird. So like tuck and roll, fell into the grass. And then I was like hiding behind one of these bushes right here, one of these hedges. And I'm like, I don't think anyone's there. So I walked over and sure enough, she was probably having a psychotic episode or, you know, schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Because she was talking to somebody that wasn't there.
Oh, wow.
So I literally walked like just over to her and saw what she was talking to and there was nothing. So then I got back up on the roof with my bike and got the trick. So it was just kind of crazy.
Is she under there in the clip?
In the clip, I think she is there. I think she's in the corner though.
Oh,
I don't know. You might be able to see her somewhere. She's not.
Maybe that's her.
No, I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Maybe I have had a psychotic break and then
maybe she doesn't exist.
Into the video part.
Yeah. Maybe this whole thing isn't real.
And then.
Yep.
Love it.
Oh, it felt so good.
Yeah.
That setup is so sick.
When you find something like that, or when somebody sends that to you, or whatever the circumstances.
I found that
one.
Yeah. So, backstory on that. I found that spot probably around 5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
It's very local.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my gosh, this thing's so sick. When I found it, though, that roof was made out of those like sketchy old wooden shingles.
Like like I know which ones the dark ones.
The dark ones that you
break apart.
You could snap. And I'm like, I tried to like get on the roof. I'm like, oh dude, this thing is not holding anything. And I'm like, in order to get a trick on this, I would have to like reply it. And like, I'm like, then it kind of takes away from it because you like essentially built a landing at that point. Like kind of a little fishy. If someone sees a big sheet of plywood where you're landing, it's like,
Yeah.
But dude, I kind of let it rest for a while. And then I drove by it over the summer. And there was a new roof on it. And the whole thing had gotten like rebuilt. Like even like the structure, like the actual like structure underneath the roof was all like new plywood. So it was like solid.
No Kool-Aid guy.
Solid. So I'm like, okay, sick. Like
so sick.
Like I have this in mind, you know? And dude, it was weird because like I said, I noticed that it was dialed in the summertime. And I kind of didn't really forget about it, but it just wasn't on my mind anymore. And we started getting close to the end and I was like, shoot, like, you know, I'm like a month or two out from finishing this part and I don't really have something that I really want to use as an ender.
Yeah.
And for me, like, I'm like, it doesn't necessarily need to be the hardest trick, but I want the spot to look really cool and I want it to like have some sort of impact when you look at it. It doesn't have to be like, you know, like I said, I didn't add another bar spin or another this or that. It was like, I just want the spot to look cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, dude, this is like actually like the perfect ender spot just because the way it looks, you know? And don't get me wrong, it was still kind of scary because the runway's pretty bad. Behind those hedges right there is a giant grass hill thing, like a couple feet tall. So I had to like dig that out to like jump into it, like almost like I landed in like a little landing to get speed for it. And then also someone, not me, had to remove a pole that is right in the landing. You could see a little hole in the ground.
Oh yeah, I do see it.
Yeah, someone that wasn't me had to do that earlier that day.
That is for the viewers. That is right there, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, and while the person was doing that, a police officer drove by. So that was yeah. I heard somebody the story from somebody else.
He told you, Spot man, dude.
Yeah, spot man.
Yeah. Fuck. I mean, to me, it's like I feel like it could be either or.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like they both have the same thing. So Dennis has to pee again.
Take one more piss before we wrap this. I
like to piss and I can actually think.
It does permeate.
It's so cool. Look at this spot. Like,
dude,
you never find a rail hop downstairs over onto a roof.
And it has to feel uphill, right?
Oh, when you land?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I landed
kinda, but
the first time I did it, I did land a little bit like up. And I ended up like launching really high off the side of it. I had to throw my bike one time. But yeah, just getting it all to line up to do the 180 was like, it wasn't too challenging, but it was enough to where it took a few tries. Because
is the perfect half cab off the curb required?
That was like when I knew. I was like, okay, this is it. This is the ender.
Okay.
Because everything worked perfect with it, and it was like I couldn't imagine like landing it much better than that personally. So I'm like, this is my personal best overall. The spot speaks to me the way an ender spot should. Also, it ties a lot of things in. It's a roof, it's a hop, it's a 180. It's all the things that I really like about riding, all in one. And like I said, the backstory of like knowing about it for 5 or 6 years, and then it miraculously being perfect in time to get an ender. It was like kind of written. Yeah. You know? So
that's cool. I always, when I see that perfect half cab, I'm like, did he like do it and then like not perfectly, you know, like one of those things, like, is that required? You know, like the wall ride going up, like, you know, like that type of thing.
Yeah. Like the first 180 was put me in a place to do the half cab in the right spot. So I was like, yes.
Ooh, such a sick banger.
What?
I know. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. People are going to find it and do cool stuff, but that spot's sick.
Goat.
I didn't have anything to do with that, I promise. I love goats, one of my favorite animal, but in no way is that me saying, look it, I'm with goats.
We know that. That's Calvin saying it. I mean, I do think that as far as our era of bike riding, I think you are one of the most like prolific video part riders. You know, I think you and Nathan, and I mean, maybe I don't know. But I mean, you are up there for sure, and
thank you
for your contributions in that list that I said at the beginning of the video part, dude. Like
I was thinking of the same thing earlier today, like the list of DAC parts. I was like, we should watch a little bit of each part, and I was like,
be here all fucking night.
That's another thing. That's another night.
No,
sorry, I gotta go. I gotta take my kid to school tomorrow. So it's seriously. I mean, you know, you could Skirbo, Martinez, like rooftop, like there's different, not that Martinez is necessarily a different generation and it all blends together. There's overlap, but I think as far as like the guys that are, you know, you're fucking in there, whatever that list is, you know. So I appreciate you.
That's a huge compliment. I appreciate it. And I'm grateful that, you know, I think things are changing to where people are realizing it's like, you're not done when you're 28, bro. You're like barely getting into like peak stage at that time. I think in general with sports, whether it's BMX or skateboarding or even like, I don't know, MMA, all that stuff, it's like, it seems like people are realizing like you're actually able to push it way longer than what was once understood. I remember growing up, like I thought 25 was like starting to be like the cutoff, or 28, whatever. It's like, I still really love this, and I still feel like I have something to give in a way that I don't know what I'm trying to say. I just feel like I still want to be involved, and if people are receiving it well, then like I'll stay in.
Yeah.
And I'll
How old are you right now?
It. 35.
35, man. He just came out with this video part. 35. DMC was like the grandfather of BMX, whatever, 25 years ago. That was only 25 years ago, whatever. But he was like 22 or something crazy.
I know.
And he was the oldest guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Isn't
and
that
now
crazy?
he's 55 or 56, still doing 360s in Colombia. Dak's 35, making these video parts. Like, yeah, the age has changed.
It's
like,
strange because even if you watch like old Road Fools and people are doing their intro, it's like people will kind of laugh when they're like, I'm 20. Like, who said it? I'm trying to think. Canadian Beast. He's like 29 years old, still ripping. It's like, yeah, of course you are, dude.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Like, of course, Jamie, you're on. You're still ripping at 29. That doesn't mean anything. How old are you, Dennis?
31.
Yes,
Yeah.
dude. Come on.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Don't put an age restriction on the stuff that you're doing. Just do the things that you need to do in order to keep doing what you love. Whether that's taking care of your body more, eating better, exercising, stretching. Like I look up to Dennis a lot in those ways. Like even though I'm older than him, I look up to him in the sense of like how he takes care of his body. It's like I see he's constantly stretching, he's constantly maintaining, he's constantly making sure his mind is right, and he's in a place to continue to provide the service he does to BMX. So it's like I see people like you, and it's like I'm inspired by it, and it makes me want to keep doing it. So yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think
At 21, I thought I was done. Like I've said it a bunch of times in a bunch of different things. 21 was like where I felt the worst in my life.
Yeah.
Where I could have like, I was like on the point of like, dude, I can't do this anymore. Like it was like a couple years straight of like, this sucks. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't even land down like a 6-stair without just dying or ride for more than 45 minutes. But now I'm 31 and look back at 21. I was like, damn, I was like a piece of shit at 21 because I didn't understand the stretching and the things I need to do for my tall ass
Right.
to ride BMX.
Right.
You know, there's like
Yeah,
a bunch of work
exactly.
that goes into feeling good for a long time.
Yeah.
It ain't easy for everyone. Some people though, some people get it easy.
No, that's the
Not
thing.
everyone.
It's like
I think it's easy for a while until it's not. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know. Like,
Yeah.
That's
But it's like if you're passionate about something and part of the protocol of being able to continue to do it is to take care of yourself in those ways, what are you going to do? You're going to not do them and then end up not doing the thing you love anymore? It's like, I'm not
it
saying
happens to people.
I know.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I know,
it
but
does.
it's like, you know, I don't know. Do the things that it takes in order to continue to do what you love. It's very, in my mind, that's very, granted, it's, you know, when the rubber hits the road, it's not always easy. Like, I know there's certain things that I want to be better at, you know, stretching. I'd like to be better at like,
Yeah, because I heard you don't really stretch very much.
I don't, but now
just-
I'm at a point where I'm like, I really do need to start working on that. And then just like agility stuff, like being able to like know that I'm comfortable running out of something and not worrying about like hurting my knee or hurting my hip or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like, there's so many things that these days there's just a sea of information out there that we can just, you type in on YouTube, like, yo, whatever, shoulder strengthening. And then it's like, you'll get a billion videos of ways that you can make your shoulder feel better so you can keep doing what you
Yeah,
love.
you just got to do it.
Just do it. Yep.
Well, I think the only thing
Facts.
the longevity is the people that are watching this, if they have to support the people that they want, you know, like and pick up the shoes. If you really enjoy Dak's riding, you enjoy Dennis's riding, you enjoy whoever's riding, if they have a product that they're supporting and they're promoting, I guess that is what keeps that going.
You know, like that's it with Hoder, with his grips. Like,
yeah,
if you like a rider, support them.
You know, like,
if
and if the circle breaks when people don't buy the products, that's it. And that's why I always say, like, if you support the brands and the people and the projects that you enjoy, that's how it keeps the shit going. So
such a good point.
Yeah.
And I think that even comes down to like something as simple as like support could mean like following somebody on Instagram and liking their posts or whatever. Cause it's like, or even like YouTube or any of these other social media platforms. It's like, because the companies that are supporting the people that you might look up to or admire, they're going to do better if their numbers are higher. And I hate to say that, that's like kind of corny, but in some ways it's true. It's like, oh, you know, they're keeping track of that stuff. It's like if you're staying relevant and your social media presence is decent and people are liking your stuff, it's like that's going to allow that person to continue doing what they love, and you are contributing by hitting like or leaving a comment or any of that stuff.
There's tangible examples of that, because I mean Dennis, he right here was super successful. They're like, hey, what do you want to do? You're like, oh, I'll do another video part. Like, fuck yeah. Whatever you want to do, dude, you fucking killed it. Like it's a in front example, but that's real, and there's reception on stuff. There's a little fire emoji. That's all it takes. And it's like, it makes a difference.
That's the thing. Even like when I see my friends, like, promoting products, I try to I'll leave a comment, because I'm like, I want to, whether that's a product I'm going to buy or not, I want to show you that I support you being supported. You know what I'm saying? It's like if somebody's doing like an ad or something, I'm like, yo, that's sick. And it's sick because
get that mattress, dog.
Yeah, dude, 100%.
Whatever it is.
I don't know.
No,
side tangent. But
no, that's a very good tangent though, because like I see my girl sometimes, and I know like she fucks with all these people, and I'm like, you don't like all their stuff, and she's like, nah. I'm like, but it's good for them, like the people like your surfers and stuff that you like look up to. And she's like, really? Like, I didn't know that. And I'm like, yeah, like
I find myself
a little love for these people you like hooks them up.
Kind of shit scrolling, and then I'll be like, oh fuck, I'll scroll back up and like, stuff like that, like just to support them.
It's easy to do,
thing, but it's a weird thing that really like is like a thing, because the internet is fucking.
But.
Running the shit right now,
dude, unfortunately,
so work with it.
Work with it. Yeah, that's a good point. It's
work with it.
You're not selling yourself to it, but you can work with it in a way that's going to help everybody.
Yeah,
so
like Fudger said, you like the rider stuff, support it. Like,
if you want to see him fucking again, that's the idea in a basic sense. So
yeah.
Sorry for the tangent. Number 17,000.
If you made it this far, you love tangents.
Yeah,
you're right. Fair point.
If you're this far in,
you love video parts. You love tangents. You love BMX. So shout out to you guys.
You ruled.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for everybody.
If you made it this far, leave a comment about that to let us know with the shoes. Like, you made it this far. The code is 42069 after you write about the shoes, so we know you made it this far, and you're one of the legit comments.
Yeah, so you might have a better chance of winning.
You will. 42069 at the end of your comment about Dak shoes.
Fair point.
A little bit. It boost you up in our eyes. Or I'm not looking at.
How about 1966? Actually,
yes. If you type in 1966 before your comment to win these shoes, you probably are gonna have a better chance.
Okay, 1966, and then
and then the comment. Okay, because that's the year Vans was founded. Oh, by the way, it's Vance's birthday tomorrow, which would be Thursday, March. What's tomorrow?
The 16th.
16th.
All right, so it ain't 42069. It's 1966 before your comment to show us you made it this far and you really are diehard and you got a better chance because. Hell yeah.
We're being like super trolls right now.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yep.
But you will win some shoes. We'll send you your size, maybe some shirts too. It's up to Vans. But
we'll find some other gear to hook you up with. But thank you guys for listening if you made it this far.
Congrats on the amazing video part to you and Calvin. And shout out to Vans for rocking with BMX so hard.
Amen to that. Very grateful.
Thank you, Dak.
Thank you, Dak.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Fudger. Thank you, Unclicked. Thank you, Dales. Pale Ale, Oskar Blues, and those awesome drinks, Salty, everything you got going on.
Madre, Salty, we're good.
Much love. Peace out. Thank you guys for listening this far in. 1966 before the comment, way better chance. We know you're diehards. Peace.
It's so funny.